Hold on, let's let him start.
It's our, we literally
We
just
started.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so paper's stronger than armor? That's what they said?
I mean, armor is just a word for something that you're. But yeah, a paper armor was stronger on MythBusters than like
Kevlar?
stainless steel or something. I want
Oh.
to say they did Kevlar too. I don't remember.
Absolutely not.
No, they didn't do Kevlar. It wouldn't stop a bullet. Paper, would it? I don't know.
No, if you
But
have a
they-
thick enough stack of paper,
Right.
yeah.
Well, they folded it. Yeah.
Yeah,
a
it's
lot.
4 stories high of paper, and you shoot right into it.
Yeah, but nobody's gonna walk around with 4 stories of paper. That's just an 8-story wide person. That's not
You can't do anything, but he really can't do anything either.
right.
Makes no sense to me.
Yeah, we.
I have so many defenses, I have no weapons.
Yeah. Somebody send help. I'm surrounded by paper.
I'm trapped in my armor.
Yeah.
So yeah, here we are.
Yeah, we're
Yes.
live now. We're live here with the Main Stage Podcast. We got Eric von Reicher, Tim
That's
Maggard.
me. Oh,
No, he's Tim.
I'm Tim.
I'm
forgot.
confused now because I have no idea who you guys are. And then
Thanks
we
for
got
having us, Kyle.
Elisha. Fuck you.
Kyle R. He's a great guy.
Kyler Reicher.
always
Kyle
get
Reicher. All right. And Eli Graves.
Yeah,
I know
Eli
you said his name, and I just
Yeah,
thought to it.
here I am.
Oh my god. So we had a solid conversation before we even pressed record on this.
I know we should have hit record a long time
Yeah.
ago. We've been saying, well, I already need another cigarette. Now I'm gonna,
Yeah.
for the sake of friends here, I'm gonna have to push through.
I
Push
can
through.
tell you need a cigarette because you're like,
I'm so cold for no reason.
Honestly, no, I was just doing that for a fact, like, because yeah, this is my I want a cigarette look.
Yeah.
I took it from the. If you guys ever seen any of the photos of like, I mean, there aren't that many photos of it, but if you ever seen like a photo of the Holocaust, like the people like they look cold, so that like
Yeah.
I used that for my I need a
I
cigarette
don't
look.
think they look cold. I
But-
think it was cold. I didn't like give them
Could have
clothes
been,
or anything.
could have been.
Yeah.
For the listeners, when he needs a cigarette, he stuffs his hands into his armpits and squeezes really
Oh, I
tight,
thought-
like the girl from
I thought we
Superstar.
were on
Yeah.
camera.
Very Mary
Okay,
Catherine
listeners.
Gallagher.
Yeah.
But there will be listeners
Yeah.
when it goes
And
on
if
the
you're
iTunes.
watching
it's
the
just
video,
listen.
close your ears
like,
because
come
we
on,
can't
Tim.
have people overlapping in this
Yeah.
Venn diagram.
Yeah.
Can't have it both ways.
I better not have to carry you two through this. I swear to God.
On those bones.
So far, it's been a solid conversation, but nobody else heard it.
Yeah.
So
This is how you do it.
pass me a lime.
Pass me on.
A lime?
Well, now that we're
We brought the limes out just for the tequila, and he's been eating them.
I
like
asked for trail mix. He was like, I have limes, and I was like, I'd eat that on a
it's
trail.
Olosum.
I can do that on a
I'll
trail.
mix it with my saliva.
Yes. So I'm
Tim's loving those limes, dude.
Yes,
You've eaten
those
like
are-
4 of them.
Ooh.
Two?
he's just going at them both real hard.
Yeah. So how long
Well-
did you have that
well,
first
this
one in your
one-
mouth?
This one I just chewed on over and over. They're good. The first time I put it in, obviously you're like, oh, that's really bad.
That's what she said.
Right. But you let it steep.
Steep, huh?
You let it steep.
You mean like oxidate? Let
Sure.
it sit out like you do garlic after you crush it.
Kind of. I really think that might be helping the taste, the flavor of the lime.
I imagine it would.
I hope people are listening to this like this
This
is
is
fucking
Great lime
yeah.
talk.
Yeah,
no,
if
I
you,
know
if,
what
you,
limes taste like too.
if you want a taste of what it's like to watch Tim on stage doing comedy, that's it.
Just eat, bite into a lime,
suck
then let
on
it
a
sit there
lime.
for a little while, and suck on it again.
Him trying to tell you that sucking on a lime is pleasant. That's Tim's stand-up.
And
That's
come
what,
see it December 7th
yeah.
at Barleycorns.
tastes funny.
9 p.m. Sam
Yes.
Talent.
Oh yeah, that's why
Let's
we're here.
talk. Let's talk about that's why we're here.
Yes.
Well, what made you guys choose Barleycorns out of all places?
Because it is a good comedy venue.
Yeah.
I like it. It's plus if I feel like it fits Sam Talent's vibe. He can perform just about anywhere, but like the whole like rock bar type thing. And
The venue there in general for anything, music, comedy,
Mhm.
whatever they
They've been
accordion
going
players,
crazy.
whatever. Yeah,
They've
they
had EDM shows and rap shows
Yeah.
and metal shows, and they used to just be like cool kid kind of indie rock stuff.
Yeah.
when I heard
And now
about it,
it's-
when I first heard about it, I thought it was like some little coffee shop.
Yeah.
I thought it was something where like little indie bands played,
Mhm.
and once in a while people would sip on coffee with maybe a little Irish coffee, a little whiskey in there, and they
Yeah.
just get fucked up.
That's the
But
vagabond.
now,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly, yeah. So a lot has changed.
you read a 20-year-old newspaper.
See that was never the vibe at Barleycorns. Barleycorns has always been a fucking dive bar.
Yeah.
Like like before they went under new management and it's been revamped this way, and they got the marquee and they treat it like a fucking legitimate venue, and it's beautiful and it's sexy and all that shit. Before that, it was John Barleycorns.
Yeah, I got some
That's
pictures.
what I remember.
I got old memories
which was
on
which
Facebook
was a
of it.
much trashier dive
God,
bar
rusty
kind of scene.
bicycles and the like a paper mache Where the Wild Things Are monster hanging
Yeah.
from, like
That's
just
dope,
Yeah.
just it was cool. It all looked like
No,
it was
it
covered
wasn't
in
cool,
ash.
dude. It sucked compared to what it is
Sure.
now. It fucking
Yeah.
sucked. It's where I started doing comedy.
It's cool because
and
it's
and I-
nostalgic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I love it for that and all that. Like, dude, like I fucking like when
there
I
are a lot
first
of
started doing
TVs.
comedy, like my first year or two doing comedy, I slept on that stage one night.
Yeah.
Oh,
dude,
wow.
and woke up sick immediately because it's so fucking gross. There was a hole in the fucking toilet in the men's restroom that I peed in
Oh, the
every
bathroom
time
was
I
so
fucking
bad.
went there.
Yeah.
And now
the
it's
bathroom,
just
like
fucking,
it didn't have a lock, and the toilet was like 10 feet from the door, so you couldn't like put your foot up against it or anything.
yeah,
it was
yeah.
like-
You had to just sit there and shit
yeah, and just let
and
people
hope
walk
nobody
in.
walked in.
Yeah.
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 Like Kirby's, at
Um,
least like people can kind of like open it slowly and be like, sorry, but like that wasn't an available option at Barleycorns.
Yeah.
Like, and it doesn't seem that difficult to build a bathroom stall.
Sure.
It's probably a pretty easy home improvement
well, no, but they
project.
knocked out a wall. They made the bathrooms bigger.
That's true.
But yeah. So it used to be like a pretty run down before, and then now it's like a legit venue. Like after all these years, it's fucking awesome.
With
And
no
then another
TVs.
reason that we're bringing a comedian there, and not so much that we selected it. It's because Barleycorns is the fucking shit to go to when you got a good idea.
Yeah.
I've been there for
so-
every show. Like,
yeah.
not every like I'm not saying every show. I'm saying like I've been there for an EDM show. I've been there for
Yeah.
indie shows. I've been there for
Different
rock
genres
shows, and
of
I've been
show.
there for comedy shows.
Well, and also they're about it. Like one of the dudes who owns it, Alex Thomas. That dude's played in bands. He's been close to fucking bands. He's close to the fucking scene, both past, present, and future.
Right.
As far as the music and art scene, like that dude's been close to it. And the part of the reason why going to Barleycorn is such a great idea is because they give you a good fucking deal. They'll let you keep the door. If you can book a date with fucking Alex,
Yeah.
like he'll tell you do your thing there. Fucking keep. How much do you want to charge at the door? You keep whatever you get at the door.
Right. Just pay
Like
the
he
door guy
tries
and
he
we'll go
tries
for it.
to feed you.
Yeah.
And there aren't a lot of venues that you can go to that'll give you any sort of fucking sweet deal like that,
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
really try to put money in your pocket if you're willing to work.
Oh
for it.
shit! I just got a text from Alex.
Nobody gives a fuck.
It says, can you guys can you find another venue? Can you?
Doesn't like all the positive attention.
All right, so Central Standard Brewing, just everything that we just said about Barleycorns, apply that to somewhere else. No, I'm kidding.
No, Central Standard Bruins fucking.
We had one really good show there, and then I think there were two more, and it was pretty. But I haven't been there in a
At
while.
Central.
I don't really have an opinion on the place.
I've
It's one of the
done
sexiest places I've
podcasts
ever been
there.
to.
Yeah.
I've
It's
done
one of
a
the
podcast there. That was the first time that I ever did a podcast on location besides Bourbon Street. We did one for, let's see, Blake Hamilton was on that
Yeah.
podcast. Megan Welch was on that podcast. Travis Cagle.
I'm in the
Dan.
background.
That was one of the shows Tim was talking about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
then
did the first
Jan
show
Hook
there,
was
and it
there.
was awesome
That was it.
because there was like audience behind you. It was like you're in the round.
Yeah.
You got to talk to people outside. And the first show, people were super, like everyone was on board. And then I showed up for the other two, and it was much more.
Did you come on the podcast that time?
No.
Were we set up when you guys did it?
No.
Okay, so
No.
then the one time that you did it, we weren't there.
Yeah,
No.
I think yeah.
So we set up
True.
twice. Travis had us come out for ICT Tales.
Yeah, you did
second
the
time.
storytelling show there.
And we ended
That's
up
pretty
like
good.
podcasting on the inside and like recording the whole set for everybody.
Right.
And then one girl was just like, "Can you take it down?"
Really?
Yeah, she didn't like the story she told. Well,
Wow.
she liked the story she told. She just didn't want her dad to hear it. Or
Was it an
something.
audience
Something
member
like
or
that.
a comedian?
No, it was
Someone who told
one of
the
the girls
story.
on stage. They weren't all comedians.
Yeah.
It was just some girl went up on stage and told a story.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, fuck. No, never mind. You know,
Well-
like buyer's remorse. That's a good thing.
Didn't take it. Down.
Yeah, you
It's still on there. So.
Oh,
I
you
just
didn't?
didn't put it on iTunes. It's still on YouTube. I just didn't put it on iTunes or any other podcast website.
I can't think of
That
anyone's
was when I
dad.
was still being kind of blackballed.
Yeah.
Like, wasn't it?
I can't think
Maybe,
of
I'm not sure.
anyone's
Yeah.
father who's like scrounging YouTube for
No, that's
Like,
what I'm thinking. I'm
Just in case someone's talking
Yeah.
some shit on
like
me.
just Googling
we
her
have,
name.
I mean, yeah,
Like,
you
she's
could hear
probably
it
not-
clearly, but there's no way that they're going through that unless she shared the link on YouTube, which really doesn't matter. It's like you knew that video was there, like
Yeah.
you knew the camera was there, you knew the microphone was right in front of your face. You
Yeah.
got up there, you told that story. I'm not changing much, so
Yeah.
but
Do you guys, when you guys bomb doing comedy, do you regret it, or do you
N-
just
not at all.
like
Like regret doing comedy?
Yeah, what do you mean?
yeah? How much do you? Well, because sometimes I'll be like, I'm upset that I even showed up. Like
I usually-
sometimes I'll feel guilty. Like I'll like.
Everybody usually gets upset when you show up.
That's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. Nobody.
Comedian over here. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
she's so funny. So,
It's so fun.
but I went through a rut recently where I thought about the first 2 years that I did comedy and just how bad it was and how all my friends tolerated me,
And you
And-
felt unique in that,
and I just felt
Right
I
there.
felt so guilty. Like yeah, I felt unique. Well, I mean,
which was like the least unique thing about you. I tried comedy for 2 years, and it's an embarrassment.
and it was so bad.
that's the most you could ever have in
And
common with anybody that's ever done comedy ever.
I don't. You think you were bad? You think you were like as bad as me for 2 years?
Never, not one. Day.
Right. So what are you?
He's talking about normal people,
Nothing
not
but
him.
nothing but gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would feel really guilty. Like I just would think about it. And like God, I really put some people. I remember I had a friend from
Oh,
high
you're talking-
school come out, and I did this, and I used to talk about molestation. Like I had to process that shit, and it just had to be in front of people.
No way you can do that on your
Me
own or
too,
with a
dude.
professional.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And-
molestation joke. Yeah.
And that dude,
Yeah.
and that dude from high school is one of my best friends. And then he like left without saying goodbye. Like I did that joke, and then it it bombed as
One of your best friends, huh?
obviously. And then he just like totally best friend. You can
He
tell,
left
right?
without-
Yeah, that dude doesn't.
Yeah,
talk to
just
me
like killed
anymore.
himself without a note.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, I just wondered whether you guys ever regretted when you bombed
Something I've done on stage? Yes.
or you just get off. Yeah, you get off and you're like, why did I even come here?
Oh yeah. Plenty of
Uh,
times usually like the semifinals and the finals of the contest. After my
Really?
sets, I'm just like, oh god, why did I do this?
See, like I've always had like an S&M relationship with
Right.
like stand up.
I love
For
the
like
pain.
anytime it went bad, I was just like, you asked for it, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like so like I never
They
really
asked for it,
regret
or
it.
you asked to
me,
yourself.
me or them. Like it doesn't matter. Like the person that showed up and put their ass in the seat, the person that fucking decided to go on stage and be the one person in the room facing the wrong direction.
Mhm.
You get what you fucking get.
Right.
Like, and that's it. End of story. Like, no matter how it pans out, because you have no control of it. The crowd doesn't have control over how your set goes. You don't have control over how your set goes. You asked for it.
I mean,
That's
they could,
all
they
it
could
is.
like run
Like,
up and
it-
put a
it-
bag over your head and like hit you in the head with a club or something.
They could
Yeah,
do
but that's not
something.
what
There's more
happened
of them than
within
there
the
is of
realm of
you.
what we're talking about.
Sure. Okay.
But I'm saying like more or less on stage. Like anytime I've gone on stage and I fucking shit the bed, like when I put my head to the pillow that night, yeah, I probably regretted it. But when I woke up the next day and looked at it, it's kind of like you asked for it.
Yeah.
You went on stage. You could have prepared.
It's in
You-
the past now.
Or you went on stage and decided that that's what you're gonna say.
But
Like
do you
that's
ever,
what you
like-
get. You live by the sword. You die by the sword, motherfucker.
But do you ever like put your head to the pillow like face first and then just try to
Just
like
hold
hold
it?
it there?
Yeah.
Not if there's more coke.
But do you ever spill the Coke all over your pillow and then go face first into
Compound
the
the
pillow?
coke and then
and
shove
then
it up
just
there.
Inhale.
More than one.
And then
After you've been
sheet or
doing it
no
so long,
sheet?
you got to
Pillow-
find brand new
pillow
ways
sheet?
to get into your system.
Dude, I put it in my butt
want
before.
What
some
do we-
goose feathers in my
Yeah.
nose.
You've put coke in your ass before, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's
It was
exciting.
fuck
his
out.
asshole was really
it's boring if you don't have somebody there to blow it through a straw into it for you.
She's got to stuff it in.
Then it's exciting, but if you just put it on your finger and put it in
Then
there,
you're just a
then,
guy with powder on your
then,
finger
then,
and
you're,
your asshole.
then you're just waiting for it to kick in, and then you forget that you did it, and then 10 minutes later you're fucking buzzing around the fucking Regency Motel.
can I ask like
Living the dream.
in
I
Missouri.
want to like you're saying that it was like a party thing, but I'm imagining you're just like God, my asshole is really raw today, and like like it needs numbed.
My
Like
asshole's
now.
always raw. It's like Eddie Murphy, just raw as fuck. Just,
He's got a purple suit.
yeah, it's good.
My asshole hates gay people.
But no, dude,
Just
dude,
like
I think
Eddie Murphy raw.
I think I put. I'm pretty sure I put crystal meth in my butt before.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
Oh my goodness.
I mean, I don't know
Not
so much
100%.
intentionally, but I'm pretty sure there was some on my finger one time when I put a finger in my butt.
What drugs? Sam Talent. I listened to his podcast with you a couple times now.
Yeah.
He's like that. He drugs.
He seems like he's an open-minded fella.
Oh, we're gonna have a lot of fun then.
Yeah.
December 7th, 9 p.m. at Barleycorns.
Yeah.
How long is he in town for?
Just
a
a day?
I'm not actually sure. I'm not sure if he's doing a day. He's doing like
how much drugs he has.
he's doing like a run through the country, and I know I feel like he's got a show in Oklahoma City the next night on Friday. So he could be showing up that day and then leaving that night, kind of a thing. So people in Oklahoma City, go figure out where he's going to be December 8th. Go check that out. I recommend it.
Or people in Oklahoma City. It's only
Come up
2.5 hour drive,
Yes.
and we have
limes.
We have many great attractions. We have a dirty river and Sam Talent, and then you can follow Sam Talent
back home.
to Oklahoma City.
Ain't nothing wrong with the dirty river. Like Creedence wrote songs about it, I think. So
Dirt. I'm
down
not
the
gonna-
dirty river.
Yeah, I wanted to say
Smoke on
down
the
by
water.
the river, but just replace down with dirty. Dirty by
Replace
the river.
down with dirty.
Dirty by the river.
I've done that.
Like a goose. Down. Dirty by the
Dirty by the river.
river.
Why don't I just take a bath? All right.
Oh, dude. Yeah, you used to do a bit about that.
Oh shit.
About
Yeah.
shitting down by the river.
Yeah, I
fucking-
said that I like, because every time I go to Hoo Hot, there's only black people cooking the food, and like, but they would also always be singing songs, like they'd be tapping the spatulas on the grill and singing, and it was very like
That's called jamming.
very
where I'm from.
yeah, but it was very slave songy. It was
Oh,
really
Jesus.
bad. Like this dude, like I swear to God, this dude like is tippity tapping. He's like, "Why did I spend 30,000 on a culinary degree?" And then the other black dudes would be like, I swear to God.
So it was a group effort.
And there's just like white families sitting there like, this is great. Like, I swear to God, a dude that was like verbatim.
We're taking a shot
And
right
then-
here in the middle of this.
And so they're doing this, and I'm like, these are like, and I feel bad that they are slaving over this grill, but I'm just glad they're keeping the blues alive. Because there's no like real, because there's all these white dudes trying to play the blues now. You got like fucking Black Keys, John Mayer, Joe Bonamassa. Like these aren't
Jack
real,
Johnson.
like black,
But they're
like.
not doing a bad job.
But so I'm
Well,
just
first of all, Jack Johnson is black. I'm pretty sure.
yeah. There was a boxer.
And he doesn't play the blues.
Well, he's dead. He's dead.
He is?
Yeah, Jack Johnson, the black boxer. Yes. He's
No,
dead.
no.
That's
We're
the
talking-
only black
we're talking
guy.
About the dude who did the Curious George soundtrack.
That dude's not black.
Yeah,
That
he's
dude's not
super
black.
white.
I thought you were talking about the black Jack. All right. Anyway,
He's like a former pro surfer.
yeah, that
Yeah.
dude's white as fuck. He's
Dude,
Hawaiian.
he's black. What?
He's
He's white as-
Hawaiian.
He's white as fuck. He's Hawaiian.
The fuck is that?
He is super white.
Least American state of them all.
But so I said, yeah, white people shouldn't play the blues, like, because white people don't go down to the river for shit, right? And then I said, like, black people go down to the river all the time. They go down to wash their clothes, to take a doo doo, and like, and it was
What are
real.
you talking
It was
about?
real bad. This was
It's
a bit
real
I did.
bad because you decided to say
Yeah.
that's what black people do.
Oh, it was
Like,
so bad.
Was this in the
That's
2
when you
years
go
of your comedy
wrong.
that you
yes,
regret?
yes, that was
Okay.
This is the shit I regret
See,
saying.
But
Hey.
see, and you could
A good
have fucking
example of
worked
things not
around
to
that.
say.
Like
Bring
that-
it back.
No, I couldn't. I wasn't
Yes,
smart
Bring it
enough.
back.
You could work around. Dude, I've been fucking shit-faced the entire time we've known each other, and I can think of a clean way to go about that. All you have to do is say, white people shouldn't be singing blues about the river. White people haven't gone to the river for shit. Not even to take a doo-doo.
Right.
And then you have the fucking same
Yeah.
joke, but you have to go and be
But-
like, black people go and poop in the river. It's like, what the fuck, dude?
But so I did that one night, and this black dude, he's in the front row, and he stands up, and he's like, "I'm out," and then he turns around and says to the audience behind him, "I gotta take a doo doo. Anyone know where the nearest river's at?" Like,
For real?
and yes, and walks out of the show.
And now
Dude,
Kevin Hart has his own. Comedy special.
and that black man was Kevin Hart. Yes, that was.
When
You
he
made him a
when he
star.
stood up to talk to the crowd, no one could see him over the person behind him.
They heard him.
Yeah.
He's
I
got a-
want to say that was at Barleycorns. I want to say that was Barleycorns.
At John Barleycorns?
Before, yeah, at John Barleycorns before it was renovated. I
Yeah.
want to say it was there. I'm almost positive.
Yeah, the something about like the second time that I ever did stand up was I think the first night of the competition 2 years ago, and that night he got on stage and there was an older black fella
Oh God.
who like signed up and he was going last and everything like that, and he was like they were all sitting in the back and he had friends with him and like started talking to him during his set, and then he said something and the guy tried to rush
I'll
the
tell
stage.
you what I said.
Wait,
Do you remember this?
Yeah.
2 years ago.
Yeah, I was having a decent set, and this dude in the back is yelling, and he's supposed to be going on later in the contest, and people just show up and they're like, "I'm funny," but this dude gets like super drunk, and his whole family goes, and everybody. There's only like 20 people, so everyone's sitting on the floor, but he and his family go to the very top, like the VIP booth in the back.
Looney Bin. It's very far back if you're in the back.
And I made the mistake. I said like, "Yeah, of course you're sitting in the back where no one can see you." But like, I just meant literally, you can't see them back there because the lights
Anybody.
and it's dark
you
back
got
there.
hiding.
But they're like, and I'm like, yeah, you don't fucking come up here where I can see you and talk to you. Like, of course you. And then they're like, yeah, because we're black. And I'm like, yeah, sure. And then the dude comes down to and like rushes the stage and takes the mic out of my hand. And
You
I
remember
just,
what he said?
You let him take.
yeah. And
He like got up
he
on
let them
onto the
take
stage.
the mic. You don't ever just let somebody take the fucking mic.
what was I supposed to get in a fight with this dude
Yes,
at the Looney
yes, you
Bin?
get
That's how
punched
you
in the
advance.
face
What do
before
you do
give up the
jujitsu
fucking
for?
mic.
Huh?
Yeah.
I take jujitsu to so I'm fucking calm and
You
composed, and I
pretzel
don't
that
fucking beat the
motherfucker,
shit
okay?
out of a drunk guy
You-
at a comedy
hey,
club for no
You
reason.
don't have to
pretzel
beat
that
the
motherfucker.
shit
on stage.
because I did
To
like
wipe your ass, you don't have to fucking squeegee it. Don't go from one extreme to the other. Yeah, you could have fucking not given him the mic and without fucking pummeling him.
you know what? I got in a fight one day for you, and
No, you
and
didn't
everybody
get in a fight
still
one day
makes
for me. A guy pushed me, and you decided
And
to
then I-
jump in and
and
push
then I
him back
pushed him
because
back
you knew I'd get my ass
because he
beat.
was
You protected me one day. You didn't get in a fight for me though.
he punched
You didn't-
he
there was
punched
no
me in the
fight.
face. He punched me in the face. That
Well, you were
I
standing
pushed
too
him, he
close
fell
with your
into a
Alison
car.
Krauss T-shirt.
no. My what? Allison? What did you say?
Krauss.
Krauss.
Is that a person?
I don't know.
Yeah, you guys don't know Alison Krauss? You did the Dumbo soundtrack.
But there were
back
like
in the day?
3 people.
Why do
between-
you know
Oh,
all these?
do you remember?
She black
Oh, shit.
blues musician too.
Baby of Mine, Alison Krauss.
We were outside of
You
Barleycorns
say it
in the
best
John
when you
Mayer
say nothing
concert.
at all.
Oh,
Come on.
man.
We're not
Okay.
cultured.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry. It's 90s country music, so it's only uncultured people
Oh, okay.
that know it.
I'm
Yeah.
not in my 40s. This is why you and Joe get along. He understands all this shit. Because
'Cause
like when I was
Gets
20,
your
that
references.
came out. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, I'm an old soul.
Yeah.
How old are you?
27.
Oh.
I had to look at my.
So
Yeah,
we're
I
the
just-
same
I want to
age.
say real like he said 90s country music, and then you said I'm not in my 40s, and I thought you were joking, but now no, you're really like no, we were alive in the 90s. Like just because you're a kid or whatever, like you could still
I
hear
was tiny.
what? How
How old
what?
are you?
I'm 27.
I'm 26 and I totally listen to movies. I listen to music in the 90s. Like I totally remember
But
the music I
I
listened
don't remember shit
to. Really? Oh, man.
before
I just remember the
2016.
toys.
Huh.
Dude, I remember.
2016.
I remember Free Willy coming out and me thinking Michael Jackson was a woman for years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
that's-
he had
Why'd I say
that,
Michelle
he had
like
that
that?
song he did for Free Willy 3. Fucking when I was fucking 4. Yeah,
I remember Free Willy coming out, and I thought
Jesus
that
Christ.
little kid was singing that song where that well jumped over.
I also also thought
I
that.
thought that's
Remember
what it
seeing
was.
the Spice Girls movie?
Yes.
And at the end of the movie, all the Spice Girls are like in front of the camera, and they're like, "Oh, look at you! You got popcorn!" And they're like talking to the people in the audience, and I was like,
Meta.
mind was
Yeah.
blown. Like
you
yeah.
had popcorn. There's
Yeah, exactly.
Well, because that was the time where fucking like meta shit wasn't common at
Yeah.
all in
Yeah.
art.
yeah.
And then like, dude, like we made
That
this
broke
weird
the fourth
shift, like
wall.
with
Yeah.
postmodernism,
Oh, God.
where like TV shows, even like news programs and movies
Where you
and
look
things
at the
like
camera
that.
and shit.
Well, no, but they would make fun of themselves for being a shitty movie or for being a shitty commercial or for being a shitty this or that.
Beat people to making fun of them so that they
So
take
yeah, they
ownership.
did this meta thing, and then so I recently came across this because it was a video that I watched. It was David Foster Wallace who wrote Infinite Jest. He was a big writer, or not a big writer, but he had that book Infinite Jest that released in like '96, and like it's
he was a writer. He had a ton of books. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry.
And
he was a big writer.
and then I just watched a movie about him recently with
Jesse Eisenberg
and Jason Segel called The End of the Tour. And it was real cool.
The big interview thing, rolling like
it was good because the trailer is just them in a car. Like,
oh no, it's dope. It's really cool.
All right. I just wondered.
But he has an excerpt from like one of his interviews where he talks about like the effects and the downside of postmodernism, where he's talking about how like all of these TV shows or all of these bands and all of this and that are all doing this like meta thing where they're self-recognizing that they're a shitty this or that before the audience could go ahead and call it themselves. Right. And he started saying how if we allow art to treat itself like this meaningless from the get-go, then how much is art going to mean really like after that and blah blah blah.
If you don't treat it like it has some value,
which if we look at it, we made it kind of through that. We're still we still have some of that
I still think
in the culture.
That's
but like we made it through that without it like necessarily like ruining it or whatever. But fucking you guys are just staring at me. Am I just going
no
I'm rock hard. I'm just listening.
Apparently yeah, postmodernism.
Well, it's just
I used to do this stupid bit where I don't know what postmodernism. You mean like tomorrow? And then people would just like
look at you like
it's just the funny idea of never taking yourself seriously and never letting anybody see that you take it seriously. So never letting anybody see that you're trying.
Well, I think at a certain point it was irony, and they were like, aren't I singing stupid? But then they were like, no, and then it was like guilty pleasures, and then people stopped feeling guilty about what they liked, and then they were just like, you know what, I have a stupid voice, fuck you, like, and then it's just like there's no really quality control to fucking anything, and anybody can be a goddamn fucking artist, writer. That's another big thing, is that the internet has made it so you can fucking do anything. you can fucking write for Huffington Post. You can fucking write for.
You could literally be the scum of the earth, and you can write for Huffington Post because you can. What they do is they let you just submit things, and if they like it, they'll put it on.
And not only you can also
weird
just
agenda.
Yeah,
which...
I could be Cheeto Fingers McGee over here just hitting these fucking keys all goddamn day.
And you don't even need Huffington Post. You could do it yourself. Like people will share these things. Like, oh, I read this article the other day. That's not a fucking article. That's a blog post.
Yeah.
Like
the Main Stage Podcast.
Right.
Fuck those guys.
You didn't research anything.
Just put your opinion out there.
You just reacted over and over and over, and then you cataloged it with text, and that's all you did. Yeah. And you're just complaining.
It's an opinion.
Complaining the fucking whole time. Like you're not making an article. You're just a dude fucking leaving a review.
I feel like Sam Talent would have some shit to say about this.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's pretty heady.
He's human with vocal cords. He'd probably say something.
He'd probably join into the conversation.
If you guys are in cahoots, maybe we need to do a podcast. It becomes like beforehand. Like I don't know how much time he has.
Oh, we could do that.
Yeah, we can see if
try to see if
depending like if he's coming through,
and we'll be downtown. So
yeah.
You can try to do something earlier.
I mean, he can use it to promote that show. He can promote what he's doing the rest of the weekend.
Yeah. I'm very excited to do the show. Last night we had a show.
I had hold on. I had who was it? Shane Moss on the podcast.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he was doing like first it was like a 50 city tour.
Like the psychedelics.
Yeah, the psychedelic whole
he
tour.
Hustles his
he went from before he came on my podcast, he was like 7 days before that he was on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Yeah.
So right then I felt honored. So I was like, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
He came on, did the podcast, and then he went on Mark Maron's podcast the next day.
Right.
And he didn't even mention
He
did mention Wichita, Kansas, though.
Oh,
but just because his window got broken into.
For all the best reasons. Come to Wichita and get a window broken.
Dude, I've had my car broken into twice this year.
Yeah, but your window was already broken.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I
fix your
my
window
was just rolled down. Yeah.
Hey, if you need a window fixed, let me know. I got some guys.
But actually, there's a guy. The Gary Vaynerchuk talks about that though. Like if you're trying to like people will say no to interviews, and there are like people like Shane Moss who will just take any interview, because if you have any listeners at all, whether it be fucking 5 or 50 or 1,000, like one of those might be a new fan.
His thing was like when we talked, he was like, when I talked to him through Twitter, he's like, yeah, dude. I mean, what else am I gonna do? I was like, I'm gonna stay up all night, until I have to drive to Kansas City, and
it wasn't even like practical to him. He was just like something to do.
So I ended up picking him up at the loony bin at like 1 a.m.
Shane?
Yeah, Shane Moss, 1 a.m.
Was it this last year?
Yeah, it was last year. Yeah, and somebody had already given him like a whole bag of edibles. So him and my cousin ate edibles all the time. We drank tequila. We got fucked up till 3 a.m. I still had to work at 5 a.m.
I think that was this year, because last year, unless like he was with us, and then because you came and got him, you and Aaron, I think, hung out with him. That was, was that 2 years ago? That was last year.
That was year before last. Shane and I hung out for like most of a week.
Yeah, so
like,
last year was a psychedelic tour.
I've texted him fucked up shit a couple times, just never told him who I was.
So I hope he doesn't remember me, because it makes it so much better.
But no, dude, like him and I hung out and partied our fucking dicks off. And I even had a friend that lived downtown, like close to the loony bin.
Yeah.
Like we were fucked up one night to where him and I fucking walked from the loony bin through the streets of downtown just to bum cigarettes from my fucking friend,
because he lives.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, he's such a cool comedian, and he was a big deal to me. He'd been on Duncan Trussell's podcast, one of the big
Duncan Trussell, Bert Kreischer's was on.
So he was a big deal to me, and there I am, like walking with him to go and bum smokes, and I was like, "You're a real motherfucker."
Yeah,
like, yeah, dude. Him and I, dude, we had a fucking blast on that dude.
He was the most laid back person to sit there.
He's cool as fuck.
Yeah. I was drinking tequila. I didn't even know if he drank, because he was smoking weed and he was eating edibles all the time. So I'm drinking out of this thing right here by myself. I'm just like taking sips out of it. He's like, "What are you drinking?" I go, "Tequila." He goes, "Can I get some?" Like he was shy. Like it was he, like I was over him. Like I was a senior, he was a freshman. It's cool if I get some. Like, I was like, "Yeah, dude, I don't give a fuck here."
Dude, so there was
took shots all night.
I love how much of life like falls back to like high school tropes.
Yeah,
how much of like it's
I never actually got to be a senior. So.
Well, it's like I feel like those high school tropes are kind of how things like still fall in line, but just like high school, it's all about just fucking like your command of the stage.
Yeah,
you know, when you're in it, like if you have the confidence and shit like that, like you'll probably be hurt. Like and that's the thing is like you grow up and you get out of high school or whatever, and you're in the real world now, and like turns out no, it's the same as fucking high school. Like it's exactly the
everyone's holding on to those.
Every job I've had, I've had to fucking go back to how I acted in high school, like just trying to get in with people.
But do you think that it's because of high school? There's like how high school is the reason why people portray that later on.
Yeah, I think education is a big problem.
Yeah, they just keep it just carries on. Okay, I think that's what it is. Like they train you in high school to be this fucking asshole eventually. And then some people don't fall into that asshole.
And the ones who don't fall in have anxiety about not falling in line the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
Boys, let me.
But then you catch on. But then you get a little bit of both. You get a little bit of both. So, but I think I just think that's just how it is. Everybody grows up to think if you're the shit in high school, you're the shit in life, and that's not how it is.
No.
Dude, you know
all the guys that were hot shots when I was in high school, like they all end up playing like fucking semi-pro baseball, and now they're just cracking.
Oh, dude,
back in our
I totally know dudes,
dude.
Yeah, I totally know dudes that are fucking dicks, and they're just bartending now, and which is fine.
Bartenders make pretty good money though.
God damn it, I'm trying to hold myself above them.
They're dirtbags.
Bartenders are well life. They have a colorful social life. They have options. They
always meeting new people.
Yeah,
I work in a warehouse all day where I got to work with all these cool guys.
Great people.
Great people.
No, I've worked in warehouses. I worked with Eli in a warehouse once.
Did you work at truck parts, Joe?
Yeah, I worked at truck parts.
All three of us have worked at truck parts.
That's where I learned.
Look at this truck parts.
That's where I learned to drive stick.
Yeah.
That's where I learned to drive a forklift.
Oh yeah,
that's where
I never drove a forklift, but I learned to drive stick there.
That's
they hired me knowing I couldn't drive stick,
and they just taught it to you.
They're like, "We'll just teach you."
Yeah.
They
And
did,
so
they do. It's crazy.
And they did. Like, they let me
Yeah.
just drive the truck around the lot and, like, figure it out.
Yeah.
After, like, what was that old dude? Fucking friendly as fuck. Cool as hell.
Jerry?
Oh, dude, just
think it's
cool as
Jerry.
fuck, old dude. He
Sugar.
just
Yeah.
showed me the ropes, and he was like, "You just keep going in this circle. I'm
Yeah.
gonna get out and go to lunch." And I
Was he
like,
really
"All
tall?
right, I'm fucking-"
Really, really tall guy.
Short guy.
I can't remember. He was just old and below me based on age.
You're
Oh.
talking. Oh, I can't remember.
Talking
But,
about Dale, real tall guy.
Dale's no.
Yeah.
Dale wouldn't be teaching anyone to drive, but he's cool as fuck.
Yeah, he was always cool. He
Dale's
always
a
got
farmer.
mad at me for calling him sir. He's like, "I'll work for a living." I was like, "Well, then
Yeah,
haven't
yeah.
you earned the right to be called sir?"
He hates me. Dale is the first guy, like his first office when you were walking to that front area from the back, like first guy. You had a couple interactions with him that were.
He had like a
Yes.
cubicle.
Oh,
office
did
thing,
I?
Right?
Yeah.
Probably, dude. I was hungover all the time.
Dude,
Yeah.
that was like the height of my alcoholism, was working at truck parts. Like I would go
Yeah.
I would go to lunch. I remember Eli didn't even smoke. Eli, when he started working, I remember going back to your place one day for lunch, and then like I wanted to
love
smoke.
getting fucked up.
But-
It's what I
but
do.
but you were like, no, I don't really like to smoke and go to work. And I was like, I mean, we could smoke like a little bit. And you were like, I don't. I mean, okay, like.
Wait. There was a time in your guys'
Or I
relationship where Tim peer pressured Eli into
Yes,
something.
yes. It was around
Come
noon.
on, Eli, don't be such a pussy.
It was
But
around
I'm
noon. That was the time.
Yeah.
I don't drink when the sun is up usually, and
Dude,
I usually
Yeah.
I would
and-
go.
and
Once
I- and I
standard
don't-
time comes back,
and I don't
fucking-
and I don't smoke before I interact with like strangers that have authority.
Dude,
Yeah,
I would drink. I would buy like a 6-pack of Rolling Rock and a little shooter and a Four Loco, and I would just finish the shooter, the Four Loco, which is like a 6-pack in a can, and then maybe if I had time on the way back to work, drink a beer. And then during that time, like we would stop at somebody's house and fucking smoke like 2 bowls, and then I would just go back and be
It's
on
always-
the forklift all day.
This seems
is
like
wrong
such a
with you?
waste.
Dude,
And the
I
thing
was-
is,
product.
and
I
Tim
was
was telling me, he's like, "You want
wasted.
one of these beers?" And I was like,
A
"No."
Four
I was like,
Loko.
"No, I gotta fucking drive and deal with
Yeah.
fucking half inbred fucking
Hell no.
retards all day."
Oh yeah,
Like,
people,
oh,
they're
God.
terrible.
I was like,
People
"No,
are
I'm
terrible.
not gonna."
Yeah.
And
You
I
guys are
know,
great.
I can't even
And I
imagine what I
know-
smelled like, and I lasted like 2 years just being wasted. Like,
And-
yeah.
and I know that like whenever I told you like, "No, I'm not gonna drink right now," you were just like, "I have a fucking problem." Because if Eli's not drinking right
no,
now,
no. But I remember.
And the
but-
thing is because no, the difference is that you might have been on the road to becoming a legitimate alcoholic.
well,
And,
there
and
wasn't.
me,
There were
I'm just
still,
a fucking drunk. I like being drunk at night and everywhere I go, but like
Yeah.
you won't find me fucking sacrificing shit for alcohol.
There were still
like-
imbalances. I remember we went to open mic at our coffee house, or maybe we had a show. And I had never. And you had little shooters, and there was no alcohol at our coffee house. So, and this was evening or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But you were drinking in the car, and then I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna have one. And then I drank, and I was like, this is the first time I've ever drank and drove. I mean, like I've been drunk, but like drank while driving. Like, and this is all so terrible. Like this is
Yeah.
very incriminating. But like I've
Pull him over.
overcome. I would do it again, maybe
him over.
like if I had enough money to like
Get drunk.
beat a DUI or fight it or whatever. But I don't. So so I stay sober now.
So what made you get sober in the first place?
I lost my job the first time. I just failed a drug test at truck parts just for pot. And
That's
then-
why I failed.
Yeah.
Well, I
what-
didn't even take the drug test.
Dude, yeah,
I was a
you
10th. I
went-
never got.
So was
I
it like
didn't
a
get-
random
had
drug test?
Yeah, but he worked there for like 2 weeks, and then
No, I worked there for fucking a couple months.
I don't think it was a couple months.
Yeah, it was.
No,
You
No,
were,
I
you were
was there
drunk,
for a
you were
minute.
drunk after
Let's
lunch
just
every
call it
day.
1
What do you
month,
know
we'll
about
cut it
time?
down.
not
I
at that point in time.
I got-
wasn't.
I got
I
at
got
least-
high during lunch. But I
I
wasn't
got at
drinking
least
that much
3
at that point.
paychecks from there, and it was bi-weekly pay. So
That's
I was
like
at
6
least there for
weeks.
a month and a half.
All right. So, and then at a certain point, they go,
Compromise.
okay, you got to go take your DOT physical, which also involves a drug test. And
Yeah.
he was like, I already took a drug test. What the fuck? And
I
but,
didn't say that.
but no, but mentally, like you were
So you had to drive
He
a
was
box.
reading my mind.
You
you
had to
were
drive a box
alarmed.
truck.
You were alarmed. You were like, I
was.
didn't know I had to take another
Yeah.
drug test. So you had a fake piss bag though, and I
Yeah.
told you to just because they do it's quick
You
tips.
told me to drink
To
a
drink a
fucking
shit-
monster
Yeah.
drink.
I said drink a fucking
'Cause it had a
the
bunch of
largest
vitamin A.
water. No, I said drink a fucking monster because it's a diuretic, and you fucking piss, and then a bunch of water, and just
I don't
flush
want
this-
diarrhea.
and you'll just piss
what I
water,
thought.
and it's a quick dip. It's a quick dip. They don't send it to a lab. Because that's how I fucking passed mine. And you were like, no, Tim, it's not like that. It's not how it fucking works.
You didn't tell me that. No,
I know,
'cause
yes, I
asked you,
did.
I asked you, is it a stick test or a lab test? And you said you don't know. Otherwise,
said they dip
otherwise
it.
I
I said
would have
they
went and
dip
got
it.
Sergio. No, because I
I feel like
did
this
that on my
podcast has
fucking
just turned into
corrections
them
op.
dealing with their shit from their
Drug
past.
tests.
So anyway, so
How to
he,
pass the
so
drug
but
test.
he
Fucking
has
the
a,
story up.
so he has a fake. He has a, you have a the
Artificial
fucking-
urine
right.
is what they call it.
Urine.
He's
In,
got a
in
strap
the
on.
aristocratic
urine.
community that I exist in, we call it artificial urine bags.
So he comes to the clinic where he's supposed to take his drug test, and he's in a work truck, and I wasn't there, but from what I'm told, well, you could just tell what happened if you want to.
But he
Well,
disagrees
now-
with how you're telling
Now
it. So you
I
might as
now
well
I
tell it.
suddenly have to know how to fucking tell your the story wrong.
Well, the police are on their way, so you must get it out.
Yeah.
The police are on their way for something we did like 4 years ago.
Hey, 7 years.
Fuck 'em.
Statute of
5 years.
limitations.
Statute of limitations. So.
5 years?
I think because I've been doing sheet metal for a year. Before that, I was a maintenance guy for
Oh
a year.
shit, that was.
So and then I think I worked there for 2 more years after you were there. So I'd say 4 years.
I've been in my job for 8 years.
But so
Mr. Job.
from
Mr.
what Eli tells me, he has a bag of piss and a little hose, and the hose it was too long or something, and you tried to bite
Artificial
but
piss. Don't
you
make him
tr-
sound like a weirdo.
Yeah.
You were biting it and trying to like fandangle.
Fandango. Trying to like open his
Finagle.
piss and go to a movie.
Right, and then the hose pops off the bag, and the piss sprays everywhere, all over the windshield and
Yeah.
the dash, and he has
Well-
to wipe it off with his hoodie.
Because okay, so here's what happened. Jesus, you fucking just butchered.
Pissing all over the story.
So they start telling us this week, all of you are going to have to go and do your physical, and like a urine analysis is going to be involved. And then so I'm in between deliveries. We ended up having one that had the wrong address. And I always looked up all my deliveries before I went and did them, so I didn't end up out in the middle of nowhere and calling up, being like, "Oh, I don't know what the fuck to do." So I fucking I told them right away. I was like, "Hey, this address doesn't match up. Where does this really need to go?" And they were like, "This actually should go to a different fucking place, to be delivered from like somewhere else." They're like, "But you got some time." They're like, "Go ahead and go over there to the like immediate care or by the immediate care to get your thing done." So I'm like, cool. And so I take the truck and I immediately go to 42 Below and I buy some fake urine. And the reason that you have this fake urine is not for drug tests. It's for people, like, the reason that they're technically allowed to sell it legally is
a
because it's
fetish,
for
right?
people that are into fetish piss
Right.
shit.
It says it on the
What?
box. It
It-
says it on the
it's-
box.
it's
That's
for- it-
why I buy
not
it.
It's
unlawful
for
use.
people that are into pee but don't know people that make it for free.
I have one. And it
It's a
says,
cute little
Like-
limerick.
yeah, I have one, and on the box it has a disclaimer that says not for unlawful use.
Right.
Yeah.
So I go and I buy that, and I get the warmer pack and all that bullshit, and I have it set up, and I'm ready to go. And then I pull into the parking lot. There I am, and then I realize the hose is like fucking 4 feet long on it, and you're supposed to cut it down to the
The
amount
appropriate
of
length.
hose that you want. So I'm
About
like,
size
I'll
your
just
dick.
bite through it real quick. I didn't have a pocket knife. I didn't have nothing.
Okay.
And so while I'm biting through it, it pulls off of the nozzle, and then the fake piss starts spraying all over my
Does
work
it smell
truck.
like piss too?
No, not at
There's
all.
no smell.
No, doesn't taste like it. Snort it, doesn't feel the same. I tried it.
Right on
Um,
your butt. Nothing.
But yeah, and then so I go. I just drive back. I don't even.
You don't even clean
And
it
then
up.
you were
I'm
just,
just-
super honest.
Yeah, and I just laid it out, and I just like told the dude Mike. I told Mike.
It was Mark.
Mark.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
Of
I
course.
told
Fake.
Mark. I was like, look, dude. I was like, I bought some fake piss, and the whole thing backfired all over the truck. Don't worry, I dried it up with my hoodie. Like, it's all good.
Oh, this is in the work truck.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah. And then he was like, all right. He's like, you just go on your next delivery, and I'll see what we can do. And then so I pull out on my next delivery, and while once I'm like 5 blocks away, he messages me, and he's like, hey, come back, turn around. And so I come back, and they like strip me of my piss covered work truck.
They ripped your name tag
Yeah.
off.
Yeah. It just told me to go home, and I was like, all right.
Like
Re-
for
like-
good.
like-
Were
Yeah,
you-
yeah.
Were you to the point where you were wearing the uniforms like with your name on it yet, or because
No.
there's like a probationary period where they don't order your.
I'm gonna be honest. I
uniforms
didn't even notice that there was a difference between me and the whole time I was working there. Yeah, I don't think I did have a work shirt.
Huh.
And the whole time I was working there, I felt like I was one of everybody else.
I still have one of my work shirts because they gave me a bunch, and then when I returned some, they're like, "Yeah, this is all of them." And then like a month later, I found out I still had one, so I've got a shirt that says my name on
I
it.
had a jacket somewhere.
It was a
yeah.
fun job.
Was it decent paid to go through all that fucking bullshit?
It's like fucking what,
It's like
$9 an hour.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
I remember like my checks.
Absolutely not.
I remember
Jesus
my
Christ.
checks
Unless you
then
get tips.
being about what my checks are now at my new job, but I worked 5 days a week, and I feel like I had a lot less money. I just was so bad at money management that I was just like, I've thought like since after that job, I was like, where did all that money go? I have no idea what it would have been spent on. It's not like I'd smoke weed, the cheapest drug there is. I don't drink. It's like where
Shit.
If I
smoke
ever had to work
cigarettes.
for $9.50 an hour
Just
again,
paid
I feel
like
like I'd be
$200 for
at the
DirecTV or
bottom
some
of the
shit.
totem pole.
Yeah,
Oh man,
that's probably
was,
where it all went.
It was rough, man. And but so I failed the drug test. They sent me to rehab. Then I quit drinking for 4 months. I didn't smoke. I still haven't smoked weed for like fucking longer than I haven't drank. And then, but then I kept drinking, and then I got a DUI. And then I called in the next day because I fucking got out of jail at like 4 or 5 a.m. And I fucking sent my boss a message or something. And then fucking, so I just went in like normal to work the day after that. And then fucking, I was there for like half an hour, and they fired me. And so I was like, I think I should probably quit drinking.
So don't do drugs and
But I still
drink when
drank
you
for-
work at wherever the fuck it is.
Truck parts and equipment.
There you go.
Yeah. Well,
Out on Essner.
no, a lot of them. No, I won't throw anybody under the
They probably
bus.
got much better people
It was
working there
a,
now.
it
Yeah,
was
don't
a
do
serious
that.
problem.
Throw some names out
Yeah, I think
I don't think you had a serious problem. I think you just have good foresight, and you knew that it would eventually be a serious problem. And
You don't
that
feel
you're
like
probably
you hit rock bottom?
well,
No, I don't. I feel like he's probably correct in the long run.
I
But
feel-
I don't think he hit the point to where it's obvious to anybody else. I think he hit that point at a point to where it was obvious to him.
From
And-
all this,
and-
from
and-
all the
and I-
stories
and I
that I've
feel like
heard and
he's
everything that I
correct.
put together,
I feel like he's correct.
exactly. You don't.
but-
It doesn't seem like you got to the point where there was no return. Well, because obviously you returned from it, but
sure.
you stopped yourself before there was it.
You manufactured a rock bottom.
I was pretty low. I mean, I was like in debt everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, well, it still wasn't that bad. I recovered within a few months or 6 months or something. So like other people have definitely damaged. I've had the lowest point in my life, but yeah, I definitely could have gone lower for sure. But when I quit drinking, like I thought things would just resolve, but honestly, they haven't. Like I still,
I'm
like,
just more aware of it.
when
now.
I was the first time I went to treatment after I failed my drug test, I had like a $700 electric bill. Like I hadn't paid for a lot. Well, right now,
Is that not
It's a
normal?
lot of electricity.
Right
I-
now,
I thought
I-
that was normal.
right now I have like a $560.
so you've improved.
Yeah, by $140.
No.
So you live in a mansion.
Well, part of that is I got laid off and I was still working, but I fucking was making like 20% of the money that I am like now that I've gone back to work again. So there was some of that, but even before then, like I just spent a lot of money on fast food.
Buying those, we'd
so
be in
much fast food, and it's just like
Have you not-
I just need something. Like it's
But
gonna.
have you always-
I'm just
have-
self-destructive in general. It's not just alcohol. It's
Well,
like there's
there-
a bigger
Skinny.
problem here.
You're skinny as hell. What do you mean fast?
Here's
food?
a
I
very
got a
good
little
example.
belly.
Here's a very
No.
good
a
example.
little belly.
of-
Exactly.
I
You gotta
work
say
out
little
a
belly.
lot.
Are you
I'm
not
I
working
eating
talked about
fast
my
food?
belly. I said I got a humongous fucking
Not right now because I can't afford it.
belly.
You're not eating fast food. What are you eating?
I eat
limes
limes.
Nice.
Limes when
It's
I
good
can
for
find
your
them.
metabolism.
when they're
I
already
eat-
pre-cut.
I eat chicken.
There was a time like
I'll
within the
just go to
first week.
Dylan's and nobody noticed. No, they don't even care if I just pick up a lime and eat it.
There was a time within the first week that he
Well,
was
that guy
working with
needs-
me. We stopped at a Quick Trip to like get gas and stuff like that, and he comes back in the truck and he's got one of those Ghirardelli squares that you can buy at the counter for like 59 cents, and like he grabs it and he sits there, he's looking at it, he's like, why did I do this? Why did I pay 59
Dude,
cents for this thing?
sometimes I
There's
go-
free chocolate at work.
Sometimes I go in and I will black out in a
Just
gas
black out,
station and
purchase
come out
some
with like
food.
$14 of like roller food, and then I'm like, what is this?
Why do I need this? Why did I need the beef and the chicken? Just like why? So it's just it's the weirdest little tiny ways that he tries to screw himself over now. His brain is just so used to fucking up his life. It's gonna do it one Ghirardelli square at a
And see,
time.
and if that's how your life is sober, then God bless you for getting sober.
But don't you feel like
Because
don't
like
you feel
because
limiting
yeah,
because
yourself
me
is like
drunk,
not
I
living
don't
at
even
all?
do shit that's stupid.
No, dude. I
Like-
feel like eat whatever the fuck you want. Fuck it,
Okay,
dude.
all right.
I mean, you're climbing all those rocks. You can afford to eat it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man.
Like,
I-
don't limit yourself, because then like, for me it's like I'm gonna try almost every single thing there is in the world
except for pot.
except
Yeah,
for
apparently.
well, except for drugs in general. Like
Oh,
I
okay.
mean,
Well, that's
alcohol is a
tequila.
drug.
But you encourage, you just
Dick,
encourage
we
us to
gonna
smoke
try
angel
dick?
dust. In your,
I'm not encouraging you. I'm saying if you want to smoke angel, just smoke.
I'm
I
encouraging you to
it's an
be
open
you.
house.
I think you said
I've smoked-
please
I've
feel
smoked
free,
some H.
please do.
No, I
think
said I
that's-
have some in the cupboard. If
He's
you
not
want some
encouraging, he's
angel dust,
requesting.
Take some, because I'm not gonna do it.
Right. I just have
We
it
can
laying around.
smoke it. It'll make me itchy. But see, I've smoked heroin before. It just made me itchy and hot.
Oh man.
I didn't like it that much.
Well, that doesn't sound fun.
And it
Yeah.
was summer. It was like
Was it
July.
laced with poison ivy?
No, but it was just July,
Fucking.
and there wasn't air
Just a month?
conditioning upstairs.
No.
And that's where I was. So then I just got itchy and
non-insulated
sweaty and
attic?
just wanted to pass out.
I feel like maybe
Yeah.
maybe
I've
the
done
surroundings
like
are
pretty
poor.
much every fucking drug. I just never injected.
How many of them
anything.
have you put up your butt?
2.
Just the coke and the crystal. meth.
Just the
I
coke
think
and the
that's-
crystal
That's
meth.
too many.
Have you ever hidden any drugs up your butt?
Does
I've hidden weed in my butt. I've hidden weed in my butt.
does
Like
For
with the
sure.
stems?
Yeah, but why?
What do you mean with the strips? I didn't check it first. Yeah,
Just in the bag or just like dry?
I hid it in there with whatever was in it.
how cool would it
Seeds
be?
and stems, whatever.
Yeah, how cool would it be if it was like that Starburst trick where you put it in your mouth and you pull out just the wrapper? If like he sticks the weed in his ass and it comes
pulls
out,
out just
and,
the
it's,
stem.
and it's there's no stems or seeds.
See,
and,
that-
and it's just a perfect joint. And just
See, but that was
Stuff the paper into his
if
mouth.
I just
and
put
it
a
rolls
bag
out.
of weed in my ass and just pulled out only the bag, that wouldn't be good. Because as soon as I pull out the bag, you're just like, "Wait, you're wasting what?"
where's the,
What the
all
fuck?
the leaves are in
You
your
would
anus.
get it. You
Yeah.
would get it. Like you would feel something.
no,
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 you're not gonna
not
suck
from
on
I
the
don't
weed.
weed.
think you
that
get
well.
anything from boofing weed.
don't
Yeah,
think?
you can't.
Boofing
eat-
is,
you
by the way,
can't-
that's what we call it at the region.
Is that when you
Inn.
put it in your butt or just eat it dry?
Yeah.
you can't.
That's
when you
yeah,
just
that's-
ingest weed, it doesn't work like that. You gotta burn it or
You gotta like
See,
cook it,
I
prepare it.
don't
in some
know.
way.
Yeah.
So what about
yeah.
an edible? Like,
yeah, that's prepared in a specific way.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
you just, if you like ate like the whole thing, it's like I don't know. You're not getting enough of the concentrated THC. Your body's just gonna be dealing with all the like the stems. and shit.
Well, and I think it just like your
So how much
process- it
THC
just
is in a
fucking
Miller High
dies,
Life?
But in,
Huh?
I said how much THC is in a high life?
Like fucking 0, homeboy.
Well, why did we buy this shit?
For the booze quality, for the alcohol.
by the way, does cock count as a drug? that you
No.
put in your ass or
no,
okay.
I just yelled in that.
Or you would have said
No.
3.
What?
I said, or you would have said 3.
I just wanted to know if it was just I've had coke in my ass and dick. But now you
Are
said
you talking
there-
about him or are
now
you
said
speaking
there
in
was
your own
weed.
first person again?
I've only ever had poop and my own pinky in my butt, so I'm not speaking for me. I would be willing. These limes though are
26
getting me.
years old, give it about 20 years, you're gonna have 2 fingers up your ass.
Just
Just
one,
two.
just one more finger.
I'm telling you.
But it's not gonna be
Prostate.
like
It's
the
gonna be the
rich.
strong ones.
They
it's
take
not
the
gonna-
prostate.
Oh right, okay. I
You
thought
guys
you.
mind
Were,
if I smoke a cigarette? You
Sure,
guys
sure.
want me-
There's
I thought
3
you were
of us.
saying I would go from pinky to pinky and ring finger, and I was
You
gonna say
said-
no, I don't. I'll make it weird. Like I'll do pinky.
In
and,
20
and,
years,
and
you're gonna
7/10
move
split.
up 1 finger.
Yeah.
For 20 years of a pinky, I think you'll be able to handle like a ring finger and so on. And
I
so
would also
forth.
have latex in my
It's
ass.
like the
I think,
Jeffersons, you're
if
gonna be
he-
moving
it
on up.
probably
with the doctor. yeah.
smoother. Yeah.
What- what's the
entrance.
Jeffersons?
So
Moving on up.
You're gonna be moving up.
Moving on up
To the pinky,
to the
to the index,
to the yeast side. What? I don't know.
Yeast-
To the yeast side. That's weird.
to the east side. Yeah.
Man, Eli's gone
Made
and
me
it's
sick.
not funny anymore.
Uh-oh. Who'd have thought?
Oh,
Let's
man.
just go completely dead air.
I didn't get it.
What?
He said somebody text Jessica No, I got that. I just don't understand what.
He was trying to
Alright.
say he's a good guy now and tell Jessica that.
Oh,
Huh.
Is that what you're saying?
I don't know. It doesn't matter to me. It's not my life anymore. Do you believe in free will, Kyle?
We talk about that a lot whenever.
Hey, for sure, don't call me Kyle. I hate that dude.
Yeah.
Kyle and Tyler. I got called Tyler 2 times today.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Mixing up their T's and
Like,
K's.
like they
I
just
get it.
heard. Like they couldn't have read it, but they just
I
heard.
went to Taco Bueno.
Yeah.
There was like, can we get a name for your order? I said, Kyler. The dude was like, okay, Tyler. So writing down Tyler.
Yeah.
Or typing down Tyler, and I was like, listen here, dude. I was like,
And
I'm
you
gonna
were
give
so upset, and he doesn't understand at all. It's just
I
like
get so
one
serious.
letter, and he's
I'm,
like, "What?"
I'm so straight faced. I look at this dude, and I don't know if I ruined his day. Maybe just put like a little hitch to where I was just like, I get this every time. You're gonna put a K there. You're not gonna put a T, because if you put a goddamn T, I'm coming back up here.
You
I'm
put
gonna
a
pull you over
T there. This
goddamn
isn't gonna be
counter.
Taco Bell anymore. It's gonna be Caco Bell. I'm gonna take this shit over. It's gonna.
I went full.
Taco Bell.
Taco Bueno.
I
Put a
went,
K there.
I
don't
went
know.
full Robert De Niro on him,
Yeah.
and I almost beat it up.
You
But
asked
no,
him
he
if
changed
Started
it to
doing
K,
family
so it was
films,
like-
and we lost all respect for you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You were like, I have nipples. Can you give me
No,
a
can
taco?
Can you,
Okay.
can you pull taco out of my nipples?
No, but he put my name in there correctly, and then I had to deal with a construction worker at the warehouse earlier, and he goes, "So who do I ask for?" And I go, "Ask for Kyler. I'll make sure you get where you need it." He goes, "All right, Tyler." I go, "You motherfucker."
I am never making sure you get what you need.
I hope
ever
you.
again.
I hope you ask for Tyler, because you will not get what you need.
Yeah. You asked for Tyler. I'm not. Where? I don't.
Yeah.
Who's
So
that?
I just walk the other direction. I don't fuck with that shit.
Do
But clearly, you're not listening to me.
yeah. Did you ever go to Starbucks? Like a lot of people get their names wrong at Starbucks.
I don't do coffee.
Okay.
I fucking hate coffee. I don't
That's
do
another thing he
caffeine in
doesn't do.
general. I
I don't do caffeine in general.
Like
Red
I don't.
Bull.
I'm not a caffeine guy,
Yeah.
but because I've had 2 strokes off caffeine.
Oh wow.
So what caffeine does for me is I've had a Red Bull
Tries to kill you.
and I've had 2 scoops of pre-workout one time, and it stopped my heart, and I just dropped. I
Just
hit
drop
the
it to
ground.
one scoop.
Yeah. I don't think it works that way, but it might. It might. But I
The left
can-
side of
I
your body
completely
works so
dropped.
well for
Yeah.
having had 2
Real
strokes.
strong.
Probably.
Yeah.
But no, dude.
I had an
it sucks.
anxiety or a panic attack or whatever when I was in high school. So I had a monster during lunch, and I went fucking nuts. And then I went to the nurse's office and just like spilled my life story to her and cried, just
Yeah,
after
like your
drinking.
16-year-old worth of
Now
life
you're
story.
It was
married.
Crazy. Yeah, 17 years old, and just like, and I just feel like my brother just doesn't approve of anything I do, and I it's like, and I did college next year, and just like very standard. Like it wasn't.
It's
And
like
I said some other shit. But I don't want to
That's
podcast.
life,
Don't want
dude.
to repeat it on the
Yeah.
podcast.
But what? God damn it! Never. I had another question. I don't remember. Eli's back. Oh, do we have any YouTube comments?
Oh.
Because Dan shared our post, and
Yeah,
I
I
feel
don't
like
like-
he probably.
I don't like.
He
keeping
probably
it
said,
up there, but-
Yeah, Dan's usually a pretty good a good participator with the stuff.
Kyle, you want a beer?
We do not have any.
Oh, well, then-
Oh,
okay. Well,
Fuck you, Dan.
I overestimated
please.
you, Dan. Overestimated you.
let us down, Danny boy.
Oh, Danny boy.
You
Did
let
you
us
get my name
down.
wrong? I heard this.
The pipes are calling.
Kyla.
God, I already got my name wrong. We've been talking about how my name gets wrong all the time.
I'm just gonna start calling it Pylon.
We keep pile on with
I'm
all
over
these
it.
Tyler things.
I'm over. I'm changing my name to
Football
fucking
players just be
John.
diving at you on their end zone.
Just a lot of footballs.
That's a pylon, right?
Let's
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
about why we're here. We're promoting the Sam Talent
Sam
show
Talent,
at
December
Barley
7th.
Corns, December 7th, 9
Yeah.
p.m.
Yes, $5.
Eric, what do you know about Sam Talent? Why are you a fan?
My first interaction with Sam was TJ Miller had a CD release party in 2012, and Sam was one of the local comedians with the Fine Gentlemen's Club, Chris Charpentier, Nathan Lund, Bobby Crane, and Sam Talent. And then there was also another comedian, John Richard DeSellis, and they were all up there. And that was the first time I got to see Sam. And I've just always liked his style. He's very he's got a definite command of the room. He's really so good with the improv, and He's just a real funny, real weird, real rock and roll type of guy.
Very sharp.
Very sharp.
Like,
yeah.
like a lot of people.
Not dressed.
Well, he dresses like similar, just like t-shirt and a flannel,
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
fairly basic, but he's
No, we saw him at the open mic that we did when you and I went to Denver.
which one?
We did the Mutiny
Yes.
open mic,
Yeah.
which
where they had the screen behind
where
us.
they had it set up to where they had a phone number that the people in the audience could text
The other comedians.
while you're on stage,
Yeah.
and they could text like insults and shit
They could heckle
while
you.
you're on stage, and it's on a projector screen
Yeah.
right behind
Behind
you.
you?
Yeah. And you can turn
So
around
you-
and read it.
But
And
I think like one of the rules should be you can't turn around. You just have to keep doing your stuff.
yeah, well, they want you to like respond to it, like,
Well,
like if
yeah,
a heckler was
yeah.
doing it. So
yeah,
yeah,
one of the rules is that you can't cover it.
Yeah.
You can't cover it up.
yeah.
Okay.
I was only
You
like
know.
6 months in at the time, so I had no ability to deal with like
Where was this at?
Denver, Colorado. Mutiny
Okay.
Information Cafe. It's a like a coffee place and a
Bookstore.
comic book store,
Pirate supply
bookstore.
store.
Yeah.
Yes. Get
And
a lot
then-
of booty.
And then later
So dumb.
and then later that week while we were there, we went and saw the 420 show,
Yes.
which was going to
Heck yeah.
have the Lucas brothers.
Yeah.
But the
Did you
Lucas
get-
brothers
They got
did you
way
get
too
ripped
high.
there? Was that you? Did you? That was that show.
Yeah, the Lucas
Yeah.
brothers
Yeah,
got way
that
too
was all
high.
over the internet.
Yeah.
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 And
yeah.
then they did a makeup show in Mutiny.
yeah.
And,
yeah.
and
they
we
ended up
missed
doing
it.
a makeup
and I was like,
show.
I paid for the show,
at
but
Mutiny.
I mean, it was a good show.
But yeah, but that was where I first saw Sam Talent. Aside from like passing him at the open mic, and he had his glasses on, his hair was
Yeah.
all fucked up, and he has
I
tube
think he was
socks.
hosting the Squire. We tried to get on at the Squire, but there wasn't. We weren't able to get there.
Yeah, and I thought he was just some weirdo.
Well, he is some weirdo. He just
So
happens
it-
to be fantastic at comedy.
right. And then so we went to that show where the Lucas brothers were supposed to perform, and they ended up like getting lost.
They
or
got
whatever.
lost.
Yeah,
Apparently, that happens to everyone who comes
then-
to Denver.
and
well,
then
any
Sam
headlining
Talent came out and performed because they had to make up for
Yeah.
the time that was lost with the Lucas brothers not being there. And so Sam Talent was one of the people that came out and performed, and the dude he blew me away. Like he was like way too high on edibles and everything like that, but he still came out and fucking like gave a rockin' ass
Yeah.
set.
But
Yeah,
he
he-
got caught off guard when it came to coming to do that. stuff,
Right, yeah.
Possibly, yeah.
He didn't.
So-
He
But
he's
didn't
really
plan
good
on
on
being
his
on
feet.
stage.
Yeah.
He took that set on short notice. Couldn't even
And
make
he
weight.
still-
They
and
had to
he
do a
still
catch
killed.
weight set.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like-
and he fucking
Is
he
that
murdered.
anything? No one knows
And-
what you're talking about.
and ever since that night, I've been a fan of the dude, and then
Yeah.
now I get to open up for him next week. So
Yeah.
it's fucking great.
Yeah, it was,
And then he's also he's worked with. I mean, as far as his bio says, he's worked with Louis C.K.,
Yeah, I
Dave
love that Louis
Chappelle,
CK is
T.J.
just the
Miller,
first name.
fucking
yeah.
Like 3
Dana
days after the big
Carvey.
shit.
He's worked
not
with all
focus on
kinds
the
of
negative.
phenomenal people,
Yeah.
and like he's like an underground comedian who has the respect of those both mainstream and underground.
He headlines Comedy Works in Denver all the time.
Yeah. Yeah,
one of
people-
the best comedy clubs in the country. It's his hometown club. He headlines there whenever he comes through. He lives in Vegas now.
Yeah.
But yeah, he tours all over the country, headlines everywhere. He performs for everybody, and he's definitely one of my favorite. Like this whole city of Denver has so many great comedians, and Sam's definitely one of my favorite ones. And I was really excited. There was one day he posted something on Facebook like, "Hey, I'm trying to get from South Carolina to Las Vegas during this stretch. Does anybody have shows?" And I was just like, "I'm gonna put this out there. Let's see if it ever happens and whatever like that." And I just put that out there, and he decided to come for it, and I was really excited. I was like, "Shit, this is actually gonna work." So
Yeah.
So I was really excited to get the show going.
Well, I mean, depending on when he gets here, let's try to see if we can get a podcast.
Yeah,
night.
if he's got the time, it would
We
be
can
good.
even- we
He's
can even do it at Barleycorns. It doesn't fucking matter to me.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it, man.
yeah, he's a fun dude. He's got his own podcast, the Half Hour Prophecy.
Man, I love like that he's
Just him by himself
he
getting real weird
he
talking.
strings, yeah, it's
Is
like,
it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
him and his
strings
dog.
together these ideas so fast, and you watch some people do comedy and they'll talk really fast, but they won't be saying a lot, and it'll take a long time to get to a point or something. Or it's just everything just clicks, like it just lands, like he pulls these thoughts out so quickly.
Yeah, it
It's
connects
amazing.
everything.
Yeah, like he doesn't get tripped up at all.
That's
Like,
another
he never
reason.
stutters. He never. Well, maybe he does. I don't remember.
That's another reason why I like the idea of taking him to Barleycorns, because like Barleycorns is like it's like the best bar show you're gonna get in Wichita. But at the end of the day, it can still be a bar show, and like even if there's like a rowdy crowd or something like that, he's gonna be able to handle himself. He's gonna be able to handle the room.
What day of the week is that?
It's a Thursday, December 7th.
That's a challenge to
Yeah,
all
that's a-
other bars in Wichita.
Yeah, fucking-
Book us and see if you can make a better show.
Yeah, let's get a show going, and then we'll see if we can make it better.
Every single bar.
Yeah, I felt like this is like the first show that I'm putting together, anything like that. So to be able to get one of my favorite
Time does it
comedians on
start?
it starts at 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not like too late, not too early.
No, yeah, it's I imagine he wanted to try to get it to start a little bit later because I imagine he's going to be coming into town and he didn't want to feel rushed and everything. Plus,
But
he's got class, so it works out pretty well. So yeah,
how long does that like last?
The show?
You guys doing?
I don't.
It's you three and then him. Or?
Yes, yeah, I'll be hosting, and then we haven't figured out which one of them is going to go in what order. It doesn't really matter.
I'll probably go first, and Eli will probably go after that.
Then we can do that, and then Sam will close it out. Generally, like the best comedy shows that I've been to are generally no more than like an hour and 45. So I don't want to like it is still a weekday type thing. I imagine some people are going to be going to work on Friday, but we want to give them their money's worth, but we also want to we don't want to keep them there the entire time.
If we can work something out to where we can set up this equipment
a little beforehand,
Barley Corners.
Yeah, or even after the show.
Can people purchase tickets ahead of time?
I don't know that. It just got put on like the Facebook and the Barley Corns Instagram and stuff.
If you don't have something set up for ticket sales, then no.
Yeah.
No, you can't buy tickets ahead of time.
But you can come to the door.
Every once in a while, Barley Corns does.
Yeah,
they have, but I didn't know.
Yeah, you'll probably have to get the tickets at the door. But I mean, just
if you mention the Maze Age podcast, you will get 50% off of nothing. So
guaranteed.
That's true. You'll get 0% off of everything.
If I want to see someone camp out for it.
If you camp out for like over 24 hours, then you can get them for $4.
I just think it would be funny. Like what time's the bar open? Like
4 p.m.
o'clock. Like if people just showed up with tents at 2 p.m. They just
just hanging out.
And just sat in a tent for 2 hours. And then
they got a nice alley. You can hang out in the alley.
If they're there at 8 and the show starts at 9, they're not going to charge the people that are already inside.
They do.
They have. I'm not sure exactly how they handle. I know like the door guy will usually like whenever I've been there, like sometimes they'll have open mics and then they'll have a show after, and it'll be like they'll go around and they'll be like, hey, did you do your 5?
Well, I've been there. I've been there like when a guy.
Don't try to give people options for like how to not pay for the show.
I've been there when I
don't listen to Kyle. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, they force you to pay it, or they have a rifle.
Tyler. But
it's Kyle. What is Kyle?
It broke his spirit.
You're into it now.
It took all 3 of us.
Change my fucking name in your contact.
Kyle's done getting all rilered up. All right.
I mean, it took him a Kyle, but I mean, he eventually.
Oh boy,
I hate you.
He's regretting having us on.
Yeah,
but
he opened his home to us.
I'm deleting all this.
This is never going on. But yeah, it's gonna be a real fun time. I'm really excited for it. I want as many people to show up as possible. Of course,
I'm looking forward to it, and I'm glad that you reached out. That way, I could be somewhat a part of it.
Yeah,
just do a little podcast about it and let people listen to it.
Get an idea of who we are. Like if you've ever been to anything Wichita comedy related, you've probably seen all of us.
This wasn't just a podcast about this show next week. This is a podcast about kind of getting to know these people personally.
Yeah,
and now you get to go see them on stage and do their actual comedy.
If you have seen me before, I got new material about my dad. So
and he apologizes in advance.
So it's
and he keeps calling me Kyle.
It's a lot like
instead of Dad.
Oh shit! You're not my real Kyle. Okay. All right. Yeah. So I have some new material about my dad. It's a lot like the material from the last 5 years about my dad. It's just some different words, but it's all dad stuff.
There you go.
I'm looking forward to it. Like I haven't seen you guys in a while.
That's what you guys perform in a while. That a boy?
Thank you.
I haven't seen you guys perform in a while.
Approval from a male.
I guess you were doing the podcast during the whole
slightly older than me.
Thing, yeah. So yeah, you got to see Mr. 8th place and 9th place this year.
God damn it!
For the Wichita's funniest person.
Damn it.
Yeah, Tim's real upset.
Isn't the Wichita like the guy who won?
He's from Kansas City.
Yeah.
So but I mean, the thing is, like the thing with the contest that Eli here, 2014 winner, has tried to let us know is just like it doesn't fucking matter. And then like the winner this year, like he was doing just fine without the contest.
So do you think that if
I'm the last real Wichita comic to win that shit?
Everyone else has been like
since we've been doing it, I'm the only real Wichita comic.
Yeah, I guess 2015 was Jan. and then
Do you think they would
2016
allow it?
was
Big Papa
Do you
E.
think they would
Yeah.
allow if Kevin Hart or David Chappelle
They
came here
people
and
will-
performed for Wichita's Funniest Person?
if people will pay to come, then they will accept that.
Big
Probably.
Papa,
Oh, they're gonna pay.
Big
I
Papa
don't
E
think
had
so.
TV credits.
Yeah.
I don't
They're
think,
gonna
I
need-
don't think
they're
that
gonna
would
need
happen.
TED Talk and shit.
They
I don't
would
think
need,
that
like
they would do
interest
that.
bank. You don't think?
Nah.
I think if Kevin Hart was like, "Hey, I just want to enter this contest. I'll be here."
They
as
let
much
they
as it
let them
takes."
headline the night, but they wouldn't let them be a competitor.
You ever watch those videos where like a professional basketball player, dresses up like an old dude and like fucking
Yes.
shakes onto a court
And
and then
then
just
slams.
fucks him up? Like if Kevin Hart just put on a wig and got on stage. And
Let's
just-
act like he had Parkinson's or something.
yeah. It doesn't translate.
How
the same.
funny would it be if he lost? He
Yeah.
just
Oh, it'd be
completely
amazing.
Eli?
lost.
Is it
Yeah.
Eli?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like
Nobody knew who he was because he was.
fucking
jokes.
like
Talking
Dolly
about-
Parton and countless other people lost lookalike contests for themselves. Like Dolly Parton lost a Dolly Parton lookalike contest.
Wow.
Like
weren't
Yeah.
weren't quite dolly enough.
yeah, yeah. So that shit don't matter.
Yeah. Robin Williams lost to life. I don't know. All right, I'm sorry.
Dude,
Well,
I
all
was just thinking
Rob,
about him,
all,
I don't know
all
why.
Robin Williams did for me was prove that Patch Adams was full of shit.
Robin Williams was the first stand-up I ever watched, and I remember.
Laughter is the best medicine. Then Robin Williams would be alive if that were true.
That's where we went. That's where we went.
Yeah. Miss you, Robin.
I'm surely not the first person to take that hot take on.
Yeah.
I remember Eli posted when Robin Williams died, just like, "Thank God another joke thief's gone" or something. And I
I
like,
probably did say some shit like that.
and I like,
So stupid.
well, I know it's so true. Like it is fucked up, and I don't know. There's all these stories about, it, but it's still like yeah, he did, and it's well documented or well
Yeah.
spoken of. But I still was like, that was still the first stand-up I ever watched. Like it was
Yeah.
still, I don't know. Like I'm sure there's,
It hits home.
You're just holding on to it.
yeah, and Aladdin, fucking Popeye, and Dead Poets later on in life.
Popeye's like
It's a deep
one that
cut.
a lot of people don't know. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a deep
deep
cut.
cut.
and a lot of
'Cause
people
it's an
do
awful
not know
movie.
that one. Yeah.
It's such a bad.
It's
They
great.
have sword fights and the swords are
Yeah, so
flopping
that
around.
guy chasing his hat.
It's like fencing.
No, they're like swashbuckler kind of, and they both have these swords, but they're like fake, and you can see them kind of waving around a little bit. Obviously, they're
Alright.
fake; they're not fighting.
Right.
But yeah, they're not sharp. They're like plastic or rubber or
Play-Doh.
something. Yeah,
Right on.
Play-Doh.
They don't wanna get
they're
cut.
Play-Doh swords. Yeah, they don't want to get cut, even though nobody fucking got touched by the swords. I don't know.
Yeah.
Robin Williams is like, I'm on too much cocaine for this. I cannot.
Understandable.
I don't
You
feel
mean
like
spinach.
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 Do you think you could sword fight on cocaine? Like we wouldn't.
I can't do much on cocaine
Oh, okay. But it's not like
because I don't feel like doing shit on.
Can
on
you get
cocaine.
fully erect on cocaine? That's the only way you're sword fighting.
Man.
75% of the time, yeah.
I did.
Like 75% of the time, or 100% of the time, you get 75% of an erection.
Oh.
Ah, that's a fair question. But no, like 70% of the time I can get hard on cocaine. But yeah,
It's a
like,
solid C.
there's a 25% of the time where every now and then I'm just like, baby, I'm sorry.
It's not happening.
I only remember having one or two good experiences on cocaine out of the 4 I had. No, I did a decent, but I remember one night though, like just not feeling good at all. Like I very rarely had a lot of fun, but this particular instance, I was very like stressed out and I just couldn't do anything. I was like trying to read a book and like I could read. Yeah, I'm reading fast, but I wasn't comprehending anything.
You weren't taking
I got
any of it in.
frustrated and I like threw it across the room and I was like, I'll just jerk off. And then for like, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes, like a long time, too long, just like waving a limp. It was terrible. Like,
That's where those forearms came from, huh, Popeye?
Yeah.
am I a forearmy guy? I don't think so. I don't think
You're an average forearm guy.
Thanks.
Pretty for me.
I got the sheet metal shit has helped it a little bit. Swinging hammers, I don't think they're that big. I mean, I can't fit my hand
No.
around them.
That's your
Alright,
forearm guy.
alright.
Maybe you got tiny hands.
You can't fit your. I
Just
think
a-
you have
just
the same
about.
size. My brother's got much bigger forearms. See, you've got bigger forearms than me.
I don't think so.
You got all that ink on there hiding it though.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just ink
See,
hider.
the pentagram really brings out the width of the
Well, don't say pentagram. Come on,
It
man.
looks like a pentagram.
Fuck off.
Or on the part up here.
All right, somebody say foreskin real
Looks
quick.
very pentagrammy. Either pentagram or Star of David if this thing is making a
Heartogrammy.
Heartogram? Oh, this is the Bam Margera thing?
Oh
Don't
shit!
say that.
Wasn't it?
It's not his infernal
That's not where it
majesty.
started.
Oh, never.
Or did he
Where did-
was he friends with the people who did the thing? Wasn't there something about
Where-
The original symbol came from like old like gothic type shit,
yeah.
and then him picked it up, and when him picked it up, Bam picked it up.
Were you a gothy,
For a second I thought when
gothy
you were
dude
saying
in
him,
school?
I thought you were talking
No,
about
I'm
Bam.
like I'm super Irish, so it's like
I don't know. Does that
my
relate?
family's from Irish, and it's all like this whole design right here is from a Catholic church in Ireland, like the part around it.
Mhm.
Because I did this myself on this part
Mhm.
with a tattoo gun.
Ugh.
In
Guns
this
kill
kitchen,
people. It's a tattoo machine.
in this kitchen on this thing right here. I did that to
Tattoo
myself, and I did
activists.
this to myself.
Jesus.
And then I got this added on afterwards, like the little wraparound.
Yeah.
And this is off a church in Ireland.
Shit.
So I just
son.
kind of brought it all together, make it like a
That's
little
fun.
Catholic type thing. I'm not even religious.
I have some really bad tattoos, and one
You got some
time,
colorful ones. I can see them peeking out.
Yeah.
these are my professional
Yes.
ones that I had in a shop done.
This one's my favorite.
Yeah, people constantly think this is the shit emoji.
Because he always wears a t-shirt that's
Constantly.
like hiding just the
It
bottom
looks
part.
like it.
And it says me
So
at the
much.
bottom.
Looks like a chest
So it's
piece.
like he's
Yep.
saying he's a pile of shit. And it
Looks
just
like a chest
fits
piece.
him.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah. See?
This whole time.
Allison thought it was poop. Everyone
Since, fuck.
6th grade.
Yeah, yeah. A few months. A few months.
Well, ever since do you want some
Yeah.
meat,
A few months.
No, not in Kansas.
Yeah.
We're not in Kansas.
But I
We're in California.
God damn it, Dorothy, don't say this.
but I have some really bad tattoos, and at one point, like I had never, like, usually when you get to the point with a girl or your significant, when you get to the point where you start trading nudes, like they're into it, right? Like they want it, and you're having, maybe you're sexting, and like then they're like, all right, I want to see, like, and they're excited about it, right? You're both it's great. It's supposed to be good.
Yeah.
Why, like, this girl was like, yeah, let's do that. And then I sent it, and usually I'll preface it with something like, oh, you don't want to see me, like I have terrible tattoos or something, like I'll be bad. And then I sent it, and then I sent the disclaimer, oh, by the way, I have terrible tattoos. And then she just said, yeah, your tattoos are terrible. And then, like, that was the end. Like, she didn't, like,
You
she,
got
she
Your
didn't
mom
like
seems like a nice lady.
it was very hurtful.
Dude,
That was the only time where this girl was like, "Oh shit, you have like kitchen ink. I'm not
you know,
going any further." I got these done.
Oh, your chest?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
show those. We're
Oh,
on
man.
camera.
I got,
Third row to the left.
I got this one.
Dude, that's weak.
Stand up.
Weak.
Stand up.
No.
Stand up and just take your shirt off.
God. And then I got this the girl also she's like super anti-spirituality, so I think the she was like, nah. And I was like, come on, everybody got to turn 17 once, you know. Yeah.
What
Well,
else
you can
got-
turn
what else
17
got on
whenever
your
you want.
chest?
I got the anchor and the and then this
Trans age.
ampersand is the other.
What's an ampersand?
It's
Ampersand.
an
It's a
an-
symbol, babe.
and symbol.
An and symbol?
Yeah, I had this friend. His name.
And what?
Give me a minute.
Man, it's open to
And
interpretation.
one, throw me a basketball. All right, and I'm like, ball on your ass and shit. And I'll tell you the story. This I used to work with this guy. His name
Let
was
me see it again.
Armand.
Armando?
Nope, not Armando. Right here,
Armand.
this little guy.
Oh, that.
Yeah, that.
Oh, okay.
So I worked with this guy. His name is Armand. And I told him, man, someday you should get the and symbol, an ampersand, just like tattooed on your arm because your name is spelled ARMAND. And it'd be like arm and he's like, yeah, man, I'll think about it. And then one night, like the tattoo gun was out. I was like, you know what? I'm getting that for Armand. And now, like, it's like,
That's cool.
it's kind of like if like a dude's name on my body, sort of
Yeah,
like
you're
I've
in
created
love.
a guy's name. It's
No,
weird.
it's a dude's story on your body.
Yeah. But so I don't tell people that very often. I just tell them it's just like adding a detail onto a story. Like it's like the semicolon thing there's always another part, like, and is always adding a detail into a sentence, so you can be like, my dog died today, and I got some ice cream.
We
So,
could
like,
be in
make
that
it
situation
positive.
right now because I could say, "You're a sad man. Let me give you a teardrop. I got a tattoo gun in the other room."
Yeah,
And
and I don't
You're an
want to do
asshole.
that. Oh,
Just
okay.
it's just a teardrop. A teardrop.
On my face, or like,
Well, for sure on your face,
could
like right
you
in
give?
your eye.
Could you give me? You do. You have a tattoo gun.
Literally right in the other room.
oh shit.
Could you?
We've got 4 of them.
Four. We can get 4 tattoos at one
And you did
time.
that. You did that one on your arm.
I did. Yeah, I did knees.
It looks pretty. It doesn't. It's not patchy. You got solid lines.
Are you ambidextrous?
I
No,
I mean,
he
I'm not
just
afraid of
likes dudes,
spiders.
kind of.
I'm not afraid of
Are you
spiders.
ambidextrous? No, god damn it! For the last time, my name is Kyler. I don't know who this Amber person is. But stop confusing me.
I
That
also
was fucking
I also
lame.
did this one right here.
Ninth
No, you
place.
didn't
Shouldn't
do
have
that.
done
Yeah, I had this one. Why I had this one touched up. So what I
Jesus
did was I
Christ.
did the outline of this one and I colored it in. And then I had some guy go in with darker and then
It'd be
shade
really
it.
funny if you did it with your right hand. And you just fucking-
No, I did do it with my hand. I did it like this.
No, no, you
Swear,
fucking did.
swear
Look
to
at
God.
the shit on your high ribs. You did that fucking.
Look, I'm telling you right now. Look.
Oh,
He was
okay.
going through an S.
Then I had a mirror to come back here. Was doing this.
Ah, that's weird.
You have a
man.
lot of trust in your ability.
No, I'm just retarded.
There you go.
Thank you.
Finally, somebody got to the bottom of what I wanted to say, and it's the guy who was saying it.
You know, no, though.
Fuck yeah.
No, you trust handy. We all trust
I
handicapped
feel like
people.
the
That's-
way, but the way
Not
I
to
see it
drive,
is,
but-
I fuck it up myself. The only person to blame is myself.
right.
Somebody else fucks my shit up, I'm gonna punch you.
And that
Just
feels
once?
better.
If you're able to tattoo yourself like that, you can probably punch yourself pretty well.
Yeah,
I
probably.
can. I've knocked
Yeah.
myself out before.
I fight
you
club
fuck up a tattoo?
myself all the way.
You call yourself Kyle and just get real.
I put
Just
myself down all the time.
in the mirror. Just- oh man.
I look at myself. I get so fucked up. I look at myself in the mirror. Exactly. I go, "You are Tyler, and you are strong. You are Kyler." And I had to correct myself.
You are
Next thing
a-
you know, I'm punching the mirror.
You're
Then I
a
had to punch myself.
strong little bitch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Strong little bit.
That's why I don't jerk off anymore. It's really disappointing.
Yeah. Do you ever act, like accidentally say Tyler when you're just like, oh yeah, Tyler, give it to. God damn it.
I don't ever get hard when I do that.
So you could. Huh.
It's hard. It's hard to get hard when you got no teeth.
My mom's listening to this.
Testosterone.
Hey, Mrs.
Hi,
Kyle.
Mrs. Kyler.
It's not even funny anymore.
When-
I don't know
now,
if it ever was.
there's a-
anything
I-
I've said.
the only like
Oh,
the only experiences
not
that I
you.
have with the
Not
name
you.
Kyler are there's a
other-
Green Bay Packer named Kyler
Yeah, right.
Fackrell, and then me and Allison, my girlfriend, we were watching Beavis and Butthead, and there's like a convict who's on the loose or something like that, and he has killer written on his head, and the
Yeah,
Beavis and Butthead
it's-
keep calling him Kyler, and so that's the only experience.
Yeah.
Those two things are the only
That's
experience I have
probably
with
where
that
my
name.
dad got it. He's
That's
a
Yeah.
fucking
line.
asshole.
Yeah,
I'm feeling some scurv coming on.
Want to do a line?
Give me a lime.
do a lime. Can I get a bump of lime?
He's saying lime with an M, not
Lime.
line
Yeah,
with an
lime.
M.
Do a line.
If I put
Green
this,
fruit.
if I put this in, like, if I squeeze this in my eye, could we say I'm not an alcoholic? I'm just like just a bad.
Dude, we can say
The
you're not
dummy.
an alcoholic either way, but how?
I'm not gonna squeeze this in my eye. That's a silly idea.
Well, why?
Why would I say it? I know. I have contacts in. I can't just be putting fucking acidic fruit in my eye when I have contacts in.
Well, if you were a man, you wouldn't care.
It's just
Dude,
a-
you just took
just a
all the piss
hypothetical.
out of it. Like, you set
You
it
have,
up.
you have a shit tattoo on your arm. It doesn't matter.
Dude, I hate my
Kyle-
friends. Can we make that podcast about Elijah Graves hates his friends?
Yeah, change the title.
Just like 45 minutes of him
Specifically
saying,
Tim Maggard and
Yeah.
Eric von Reicher.
I actually predicted this. I predict this was gonna happen, so I put Elijah Grave hates his friends.
Perfect.
That's the
Like,
title.
Sam, fucking Eric is wearing a Sam Talent T-shirt.
yeah, I'm trying to promote.
It
He's
took
got shirts.
this fucking long to even mention. Fucking
We talked for like a half hour before we talked about a show.
no, we
Yeah.
talked about it from the very beginning,
Yeah,
Well, we
it's
mentioned
it's
it,
a
and
few
then we
and then we
minutes.
went on a while.
Yeah.
Right.
Show
But
the
that's how
shirt.
podcasts.
Sam Talent
that's
show.
how
Show the
podcasts
shirt.
need to be.
Fucking own it. Be
Yeah,
a whore.
Take the shirt off.
You don't know
Let's
how to
just
be
see
a
the stomach.
whore.
And he pulls it up. It's you have it painted. Yeah.
Tattooed right
Yeah.
here. Just like,
He's
yeah.
got
Got a
new
whole-
shirts that he'll be bringing to the show. Feel free to buy one.
We're
He's traveling.
tattooing that
he'll
on
be
you
bringing-
tonight before you leave.
So what's in your repertoire for things you could tattoo? Like, could you?
For me?
like- no, I'm interested. He
For
said he
you
could
again?
tattoo.
Well, he
me.
could tattoo.
I don't
for-
want to
Oh,
teardrop.
I
on
thought
my
you were like
face.
interested in me and my desires, but no.
Nope.
It's just,
Nope.
Imagine,
work all
imagine
over
you're
again.
at a high school party.
Yep.
You pass out early.
Yep.
You have your goddamn shoes on.
Yep.
Somebody draws all over your face. Dicks, fucking fuck you,
That
asshole.
that happens
That's
when you
what I
have your
tattoo on
shoes
people.
on.
Apparently, that's some sort of.
That's the
See, this is
thing.
why I never
With the
really
shoes
drank.
on.
Shoes on or not, why are we in our late 20s passing out at a high school party?
Yeah, well,
That seems like the bigger
What the
problem.
Well,
You deserve to get a dick on your face if you were trying to fuck a 14-year-old. Sorry.
I don't.
That seems like minimal punishment to me.
Is that all you do at high school parties? Is fuck
That's-
14-year-olds?
No, that's just the least
If you're
I do
from-
when somebody's trying to.
If you're in the
Never.
Senate in Alabama, that's usually
The fuck?
that's the
What
problem.
the fuck are we talking? You were
Heyo.
saying if you're at a
Ayo,
party.
topical.
Matt Lauer. I don't think that's what Matt Lauer did.
No. I think.
He's fired. It don't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. He doesn't have a job anymore.
Man, these dudes I'm working with, they're like, they're saying shit like, well, it's these days it's guilty until proven innocent. So it's like, what are you reading where people are like, Matt Lauer was proven to be guilty because a woman said he was. Like, there's no fucking news sources ever say that. They just say fucking accusations.
No, but they
Talk
but
about
they
what was
but they
said.
say Matt Lauer is accused of 30 counts of sexual assault.
That's a lot.
Was it that many? Or is that a hypothetical?
Look, I don't.
I'd
know.
be so frustrated with
But all I'm gonna say is that when it comes to us being some fucking half retards on Facebook,
Yeah.
looking at shit, and it says this dude was accused of doing this.
Yeah.
It's stupid that those of us looking at it are like, I think he did it, so I'm gonna share it and say fuck Matt Lauer.
Right.
It hasn't gone to a court of law. It hasn't been fucking investigated. Like you can't just go off of fucking word of mouth.
Right.
And I'm not saying that fucking sexual assault isn't legit, because if we go by what I'm saying, when those cases go to legal shit and they investigate it, those dudes are found fucking guilty.
It's still
Like-
the news, though.
Like it's legit.
I think people should still be able to say, "Hey, this guy was
No,
accused of a lot."
but we're getting
of...
off point because you started off.
It's
on
up to
something
people
that-
to say.
God damn it,
It's
dude.
up to other people. Yeah,
No, you started
This took a
off saying
turn.
something that I was responding to, and I don't know what it is.
I said that
That's
guys at
tequila.
work said, "Oh, it's guilty until proven innocent."
Right? Okay.
Sure.
So yes. So
If
so it's
people say
everybody-
he's
it's- so
guilty,
it's-
then sure. But
So
but
it's
that's other
everybody
people,
on the
nobody-
internet pronouncing them guilty before anything has actually been done.
Right.
So then there's the social court of law now
Right.
because of the internet.
I'm pretty
We have
sure
the
these
social
rednecks.
court of law.
I'm pretty sure these rednecks I work with are not friends with any social justice warriors on the internet.
That's
I
not what
know,
I'm
I'm
saying.
pretty
Why
sure
are
they
you
know
even
what they're
saying
talking
that?
about.
Because
That's
I
not
don't
even
know
what I'm
where.
saying.
Because socially, I don't know where this guy is getting this shit from. I feel like he
He's
probably
getting it because
50
they
of
announced a
people who
story
agree with
saying
him.
this dude
Was
sexually assaulted
accused-
someone. Hold on, let me talk.
was accused.
You realize-
an accusation is not
you realize
guilty.
this
Nobody
just
said he's
sounds
guilty.
like you're not letting me interact with you.
It sounds like you're saying that I'm
No,
saying
it sounds like you're opening up a fucking can of worms, and then I got a fishing hook, and you're not letting me put the motherfuckers on.
Yeah.
Seriously, you said these people getting accused of sexual assault,
Yeah.
and then the people at your work
Yeah.
saying, "Oh, it's innocent until proven guilty."
The other way
blah,
around.
blah, blah.
The other way
Yeah,
around. Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
But what they're referencing is the actual.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So what I'm saying is that the reason that they're saying that is because that is them being completely ill-informed and reactionary to the fact that when allegations come out, which isn't a conviction,
Right.
Allegations, it's a real thing.
Right.
If you want to be in a fucking logical world, you have to look at allegations as allegations, convictions as convictions.
yeah.
So-
I just felt like you were
so we
disagreeing
have
with me.
allegations that come out, and then everybody immediately acts like this person is already convicted.
Right.
We have a silly fucking torch burning internet population.
It's the
that's
mob
going on.
mentality type of thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so allegations come out against a person, and then everybody on the internet is like, well, fuck Trump. And then that means that they believe anybody that says they got raped or sexually assaulted, which isn't fucking fact. Like, it's not fucking logical. If you're going by actual fucking shit, you guys are looking at me blankly.
You
And
the
it's
one
fucking
talking.
I'm not.
killing
Yeah, I'm
me.
not supposed to talk to you.
Okay, yeah. All right. But look, but it's just when allegations come out, I understand that if you want to be on the side of the woman, to give them the benefit of the doubt and to give them room to fucking speak, that's fucking cool. But whenever we act like, as soon as allegations come out, we act like this person's already guilty, and that is them. That's fucking bullshit. And so that's what they're talking about when they're saying it's fucking innocent until proven, or fucking guilty until proven innocent. The people that you work with, that's what they're saying.
Right.
I just
it's-
I just think the guy's overreacting. That's all I was saying, because I think
True
there's a
or-
lot
true
of
or not,
people
it ruins
who read it.
somebody's career. So even
Yeah.
even later on down the road, they find out. Let's say how long this drags on. They found out that it's not true. It still fucked that guy's career so much.
But
Then he needs a
But
then you, look at people,
publicist.
then you look at people like Mel Gibson, who's like, we all know he fucked up, and then all of a sudden he's getting nominated for Oscars, and people are like, it's been like 4 years, it's fine.
It's
So
cool.
like people
Well, and-
people don't seem to make up their minds on
And
how they want
also,
to feel
though,
about
that
things.
like with this fucking sexual allegation shit that's been going on, like most of them end up being fucking true.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like so it's not like, so if a woman comes out and says it, like we shouldn't be like, oh,
Well,
fuck you.
Like the argument that I always hate is I would hear from anybody is the whole thing about like, oh, they're just trying to make money, get famous, and everything like that. And I always tell them, just like, name one of the, like, get 4 celebrities, 80 of the people that they have between them saying thing, name one of them. And it's just like, yeah, no one's trying to get famous on this. They're just trying to let people know, like, hey,
well,
he's
yeah,
awful.
yeah. Name one rape victim with a rookie card. Fucking
yeah. It's like they're not trying to get famous, and they're just trying to let you know,
Or
hey,
they're
this
just
person's scum.
They're just coming
Well,
out
it's
now because there's more
But that-
networking to
Well,
come
and
out to.
and
They
if
can
they're
actually
not
get it out.
networking to accomplish
Well,
anything.
I'm
They're just
I'm saying like there's more. I don't have the way the internet nowadays. You can get it out there. You know what I'm saying? You can get out there way easier.
I just think that there's allegations. Allegations are usually they usually end up being totally fucking correct. It's just we need to quit giving it to all the
Well, I
fucking
think that's-
Facebook people to go ahead and decide that.
I think like somebody sees something on Facebook and there's like, oh, this is the news of the day. If it's on there, it's immediately true, so they're gonna share it. Like
Right.
I know the whole thing with Matt Lauer's happened. I haven't I don't know what the
well, like
situation is.
Trump, dude.
I just know he got fired.
I fucking hate Trump, but I can tell you firsthand that a lot of shit that's being shared on social media,
it's fake news.
it's fucking fake.
Fake news.
Even the shit that's against Trump, a lot of it is fucking fake
Right.
as fuck. And
It's been
and
going on
and
for a
it's-
while
And it's
before Trump.
frustrating because there's real reasons to be against Trump. We don't need fake shit. So
Yeah,
why is this
why
going
make up
on?
stuff?
Why is it going on? Because
The
fucking
Russians.
Elvis's fucking press team are the ones who started the production of Elvis Sucks mugs and t-shirts. Like, so like even the fucking
Make
people
money
that
off the people
support
who hate him.
Trump are fucking putting an effort into putting information out against Trump because it just keeps the whole thing fucking turning. Like, so you can't believe everything anti-Trump that you fucking hear if you're an anti-Trump fucking person. You end up being a fucking part of the population that's just duped by some fucking article that says he did some shit, and then people can disprove it, and then it looks like you're disproved on everything else you say.
Right.
I read somewhere that Trump had he spent by far like fucking 20% of of the other candidates in advertising
Mm-hmm.
because he didn't need the advertising at all.
Everyone talked about him.
because he's constantly saying crazy shit and shit just getting circulated. Like he didn't need the advertising at all.
Yeah.
Well, even before he was president, people were still dominating his Twitter, just sharing everything that he posted.
Yeah, I've never seen Jeb Bush in a Simpsons commercial. Simpsons episode.
Dude, Jeb Bush was adorable.
That dude-
Was he not? Like you watched him like try to fucking do the Republican primaries, and you're just like, this dude doesn't stand a chance. Bless his heart.
Dude,
He's got the name, but
He
nothing
had
else.
No shot, dude. He was the quiet brother. But you're like, even George outdid you.
Yeah.
Like as far as your brothers go,
His name sounds like something you would say to
You're
somebody to get him
Jeb.
quiet up. Just like,
you're
Jeb,
Jeb.
yeah, just
You're
stop
Jeb.
talking. Shh.
there were all
Like,
these
nobody gives a fuck about Jeb.
during the
Nobody, dude. It should be the new Everybody Loves Raymond. Fucking dude, nobody
Everybody
gives
hates
a fuck
Jeb.
about Jeb.
he
It
he,
just
he
had
added
him
the
trying to
he added
fucking
the
do his thing.
he added the exclamation point to
Yeah.
his fucking and
Get
people talk
excited.
so much shit. But there were all these like fucking high school kids who would go to a candidate, and I think it started with Jeb Bush.
I never watched where high school kids go. Where
All
do
right,
they go,
it's,
Tim?
It's a viral.
Like from the school, where do they go immediately? You watch?
To my house. Blah, blah, blah. All right. So, but the but there was this picture that went around. This picture in this story that went around.
Try to take the emergency exit.
Yeah.
That dude almost Batmaned. But shit. So there's these high school kids. They go to a Jeb Bush event of some sort, and oh my god, can we take a picture with you? And they're like, oh yeah, no problem. And he's like super happy and like
Yeah.
he seems like a really nice guy, like and all his like very mild mannered. He's probably the fucking devil, I don't know, but you know, like that dude would have anyway, whatever. But so the picture is being taken and the students unzip and fucking
Yeah.
and like step a little bit ahead of him so they
couldn't
can't
see.
and it just says like Bernie or something.
Yeah.
Like I felt so bad for him.
Just like he's getting trolled
like
in
he-
person.
He's being so genuine and nice. Like he's, you know, like,
Well, like, but you also got to think,
like, who
while
the
you
fuck wants to take pictures with like fucking 16-year-olds?
people
like,
who
fuck
are
that
running for
shit.
president who are on camera are going to act like everyone's their friend.
Sure. Yes. Yes.
So it's just like he may have just been a really good actor
But
and just
yeah,
been like,
and he
didn't
was
really
good
wanna do
at
that.
it as opposed to fucking, I don't know, like it was believable. Like Hillary fucking fist bumping the rapper or goddamn Donald Trump doing anything. Like it's just not like Jeb seemed very genuine. Yeah, he was a good actor.
Very organic.
Yeah, he was so calm. And then just kids, I think it became a trend. Like I think people started doing it, and I would look it up right now.
Have you seen the
And
Started
Like-
doing what?
Where they have a hoodie or something on, a jacket or some shirt, and it's like a Bernie shirt. And they're like, "Oh, can we take a picture with you?" And then like they'll step forward a little bit so they can't see their shirts, and they'll unzip and they'll take the picture, and they'll be pointing at their shirt or something. They'll say Bernie, and then Jeb Bush is just there like, kids,
right on.
and they has no idea that they have fucking Bernie shirts on.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
You guys ever
Anyway.
see Ted Cruz? I remember there was one thing. There's a video where he's like on stage and somebody has a side by side in the crowd, a side by side poster with him and Kevin from The Office, and they show it to the camera behind him. Then they turn around so Ted Cruz can see it. And he's like talking, and then he sees it and he goes, just like, come on, why? This is like, why do you have to do this to me?
I'm over this. I'm
Yeah.
over it.
I love the whole Zodiac killer thing with him.
No
And that's
shit,
why
dude.
Trump won, because he
Yeah.
could hang with the internet.
Yeah.
Like,
The thing with Trump,
he's the only person that was running for president that can straight up hang with the internet.
because he would give any like we would be looking at something and be like, oh god, this is fucking awful, and then he would just do something else to make you forget. Well, so no, now we got to talk about. Well, now we got to talk about this. But it's like, yeah, you're talking about Tuesday. What about fucking Thursday when he did this thing? It's just so he just
Yeah, it
if you
doesn't
pile it
matter.
on top of it,
you can't make fun of him. Like the next day, he's gonna take it to the next level.
Well, and
He's like Dragon Ball Z. Like he just leaves you hanging every week, and then it just gets bigger and bigger, and it's still just some blonde dude screaming into the sky every time. But
you're still gonna wake up early on a Saturday.
and bigger every fucking week.
Well, and he doesn't.
And then he
give
beats
a
Frieza,
shit.
who is obviously a fucking transgender person. Like
I don't know Dragon Ball Z. I'm out of my depth.
Frieza starts out as like a fucking toad, and then turns into like a sex.
Is that the one that
bitch.
looks like Mewtwo?
Yes.
I get. I don't
The purple
know.
and white one?
That's
I don't know.
true,
I don't know.
yes.
We got Dragon
Pokemon.
Ball Z. We got Pokemon over
Yeah,
here.
it's like you
Yeah.
got to relate it back to your audience.
I thought I was hoping somebody here knew about Dragon Ball Z. It's
No.
lost. I fucked.
I think
I
heard
fuck.
Fuck.
I
That's
I
the
heard something
next.
back here. I heard something. Maybe Dragon Ball Z.
You guys know about Dragon Ball?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
not.
no.
Allison's
It
more of
might
a
have-
Sailor
might
Moon
have been the
person.
Puppy.
Shit.
Puppy probably knows about
Yeah,
Dragon Ball.
Z fan. DBZ. He's all about DBZ.
Mike Daniels, defensive end for the Green Bay Packers. He's really into.
Now
Dragon
we're
Ball
at
Z.
Packers. We're at Packers.
We're back to the Packers.
Pokemon to Packers.
Pokemon Packers. Triple P's. Pokemon Packers.
Oh, so it just
Pooches.
It gets gayer than just being a fan in general.
Hey,
Yeah, just
You
fucking
guys know that Sugar tried to call me?
playing with puppies and
Huh?
then
Sugar tried to call me.
Oh, did he?
oh, yay.
Not
did
even,
he
not
see
even
it?
10 minutes ago.
Did he see it and you're just like, hey, where you guys at?
Well, I was going to answer.
He messaged
where
me a
you
minute
at?
ago. I think he's watching.
No, yeah, he's definitely watching.
Hey, buddy.
He's been texting me a play-by-play.
Oh, has he?
Yeah,
Like, yo, I'm here.
So and so just said.
he's a commentary.
Is he commenting on the YouTube or is he just texting you?
He's texting.
Put these on because my
I think
future's
it's
so
more
bright.
like sexting.
It's real sharp. it's got a little.
There's no tip.
Oh
to it.
god.
No, here.
Oh, God.
Oh, don't injure him. He's got a show next week, December 7th. Barley
Oh,
Corns.
God.
Oh, why do you just let him do this to you, Tim? You can stop this.
This
Where's
doesn't feel like bullying.
Did you bring the safety glasses with you?
He
Yeah,
can't
man.
do
I just
that.
came from school.
Hey, who has a good camera on their phone? Take a picture of Tim like this. Like,
I have a good camera on my phone.
feet.
At
Oh,
least,
yeah.
at least take your
I think it'd
pants
be a
off.
good looking picture because
Oh.
it's weird as fuck.
Let's go on them.
Should I look like I'm bored, like
Yeah.
asleep, or like?
Yeah, we're just
No,
doing
just look at
thumbs
the
up.
camera. Just be yourself, but less.
Be yourself. With lime.
Open your
If
open
that's
your eyes.
possible. Go negative.
Open your eyes. My
Uh,
eyes are starting to burn.
Go below 0.
You should probably take those off.
No, it feels good. They're like
Okay.
cucumbers, but they smell better.
And they do damage.
They're like cucumbers, but they actually do
they-
something when you put them in water.
They clean the retinas.
Actually, now that I've taken them away from my eyes are actually watering a little bit.
Well, it's because the fumes are going from here up into your eyes.
Yeah, before they were blocking
Yeah.
themselves.
Oh wow, I didn't realize we had so many scientists on the podcast.
That's why he's
today.
got the glasses.
I don't think we tried to claim any science there. I think we were just talking about limes on my eyes. And
Oh, were
don't,
we?
Don't be a dick, Eli. Jesus.
Oh, I'm not gonna be a dick. Fucking be funny. One of you,
Oh,
at
man.
least. Motherfucker, how many open mics do I see you at? Fucking tell a joke. What do you got?
Not enough.
Nothing? Fucking boom. Told you. I got a joke. What do you call?
Here we go.
Gonna come up with off the dome.
Probably not. What do you call a
Try so hard.
shingle salesman
Mhm.
that only likes ketchup?
Ketchup?
Yeah.
What? This is a riddle, by the way, not a joke. Just if we. you
You're
know,
like a
be
Batman
technical.
villain.
Something to do with chickenpox.
I don't know. I don't know. I really don't.
Remember when you were getting mad at us?
I'm glad you.
Yeah.
Glad you were funny.
And I was like,
Put
you
limes
guys
in your
aren't
eyes.
funny.
You
I'll
got-
come up with a joke off
Put
the
those limes in
dome.
your eyes.
Here,
But-
yeah, give me the glasses. I gotta do lime glasses now.
Lime eyes. Get them
Lime
for.
For doing the.
Prop comic. Eli's been relegated to prop comedy.
Oh.
This isn't prop comedy. This is more like Jackass. This is like
Yeah. Back when we're back to Ben Marja.
I'm Eli Graves, and this is just another. Actually, it's just a
Just
Thursday.
hanging out.
It's just a Thursday.
Another manic Monday.
You're
okay,
executing much better than me.
He's
Which is
since
normal.
he can't see, he doesn't know where the mic is.
Take
The
a
camera
pic-
should really be
take-
over here. He makes
Take a
the best
picture of that. Just
faces.
Let me.
So now the podcast is just us taking
Hey,
pictures of each other.
do my face. I shaved my cheeks
All right.
today, and my cheeks
upper cheeks.
burn.
I'm gonna do a wide
Yeah.
angle shot of this. Beautiful. All right.
That's not a wide. That's still portrait.
No, it's wide.
But no, but it's up and
Open
down.
your
It's
mouth
portrait. You're doing it
more,
wrong.
like you're, and then look this way toward my voice.
Take your shirt off.
Yeah, I like it. It's good. Good. Okay. Good. Good.
If you want to see them take more pictures of each other while doing things, come to Barleycorns, December 7th.
We're just
$5.
You got lime in your
Yeah.
eyebrows.
Don't rub it in.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
it
shit.
did, it hurt.
Doesn't it now? Now that you take it out.
It does.
Oh, science or
No, my
something.
cheeks. I shaved my
Yeah.
cheeks
Oh,
today,
okay.
and
The cuts.
the
little-
acidity.
yeah. You got little micro cuts on your skin. Yeah.
I got micro cuts.
That's like a very small sandwich. Little salamis.
So December 7th. Huh?
December 7th.
Yeah, December 7th, Barleycorns, 9 p.m.
$5 gets you in.
Sam Talent and I
How
are
much?
going to go on a drug bender,
How much
and
money?
then
$5 to get in.
It's $5.
Eric
Yeah.
and
Wow.
You're gonna get your money. Don't worry about
That's
it.
really no. I'm fine.
It's
That's
fine.
a really good deal.
Always promoting it. Yes, $5.
That's a really
It's
good
real
deal.
cheap laughs. It's definitely for it. Definitely worth it. You got $5. I guarantee you do.
usually you
A foot long is $6 now. So like, fuck that shit.
Dude,
Just
how
come-
much for one of those party subs? I want to do that in my life.
Kyler is over it. See how I respected you there to try to get power back in your hands?
Now
Lime
it's a
tossing.
food fight. Now it's a food fight. On a
Damn.
podcast.
But yeah, let's end this. It's fucking yeah. Oh yeah, it's after 11.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, we've been at it.
It's too much.
Yeah.
It's
It's been
too
going
much.
on for a long time.
Yes.
Well, it took us a while to get started.
This for a good hour and a half.
Hour and a half,
2
something like
hours,
that.
3 hours, 4. It's probably been
Anyway.
7 hours.
Probably shouldn't make the podcast longer than we want to make the show.
How
That's
long
true.
has it been? Like we
Probably got started a little after 9.
Wait,
about 9:15.
what show?
The show on December 7th at Barleycorns. Same talent.
It's a ta-
$5 starts at 9.
Is it a talent show?
No, and don't ruin the bit for the video we want to do.
Oh, way to get.
Way to just yeah, don't ruin the bit. Oh, Jesus.
You've got a little wine.
If I would have been laughing a little harder, then that would have made it in.
I didn't know that was gonna be so perfect.
That's what
Yeah.
she said. All right, I got one. That's
Oh.
my zinger
Perfect.
for the
At least I got the line where it's supposed to be, not in my eyes.
in the coconut.
in the coconut. Oh God, this is sour.
They're great. They actually very. I'm gonna.
Did you throw a fresh one or one of the ones he was eating?
It was one of the ones I was eating for sure.
Oh God damn it! Now
Yeah.
I got
Shoot on his mouth.
Tim saliva.
Thanks
in
for
mine.
having us, man. I
Yeah,
appreciate.
thank you.
Yeah.
All right,
very
dude.
much.
I love
Hopefully
doing
this helped.
How hard?
please,
Yeah.
please come to the show. Don't they won't be yelling at each other the whole time.
Well, here's
Oh yeah, no, we probably will if we're having enough fun.
here's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
here's a video
That's what Tim and I
podcast and
do.
a regular podcast that you can
Okay.
share multiple times.
Cut on my hand.
So here's a
It's got
video
lime in it.
and an audio that you can share multiple times
Yeah.
and tell them.
Exactly.
I mean, it's super long, but
Now you're just putting lime on the equipment. We,
Ah,
we
no,
should get them out of here before they damage.
I told him
everything.
that I got a cut on my hand, and he rubbed it in real good.
it's always good.
I'm tough. This isn't bullying. It's not bullying. I'm happy. It's my friend. He's my friend.
Here, I have one.
This? Okay, give me.
Oh God, it stings.
Now they're going even.
Oh my God, that's way worse than what you did to me.
No, barely. You have an actual cut.
yeah.
Yeah.
I thought about getting a stitch.
So
on
now they're
there,
understanding each
super
other
gluing
and
it.
things like, no, man, you've got it harder.
Making it equal.
yeah.
Dude, we've been in this. Dude, Tim and I have. Dude, we did Club G together,
Yeah,
which was a strip club in the hood
yeah.
back in the day when we
Dude,
first fucking
Brittany,
started. People
Brittany,
got dude. There were guns, dude. There were
Oh my
drugs.
God.
There were strippers. There were. It was fucking nuts.
you were sitting right next to me when I was forced to do cocaine. Like, did you see that? Where the fucking owner was sitting next to you, and then it was you, and then it was me, and then you go
Fake news.
and you chop it up.
Fake news.
And you chop it up, and then I was like, okay, and I sort of slowly started to lean over, and then the owner, he was like real looking at me sideways the whole time, like real like untrustworthy, and he rotates the entire table, like, and I believe there was a gun on the table. Yeah,
There
and
was.
and he
Because I said fuck Bloods and Crips.
Oh.
And one of them slammed a gun on the table.
dude, it was crazy.
Jesus.
Yeah, and
So-
then they put coke out.
and then they're cutting
they
up-
fucking turned the table until it
Like,
got to
yeah,
Tim.
they didn't think I was gonna do it. They're like I was a narc or something, and they're looking at me, and I'm like, I'm like timidly like, okay, I'll do,
Timidly.
okay, and then it's like over here, and then he's like, no, fuck that, and he rotates the table. I'm like, yeah, thanks, okay. And, like, it was very,
Yeah.
yeah,
thanks.
Dude, seriously, Club G was fucking nuts.
yeah,
dude.
it was weird.
It was fucking crazy. Dude, Bam got held down and tased. Yes.
By
Yeah.
who?
You're the only other person who knows. David was there, but he doesn't know.
Yeah.
Or maybe he wasn't there. I don't know. But we're the only people who fucking know that shit. Like, Bam would smoke wet and then ask us the same question like fucking 12 times.
yeah, man.
Like, it was fucking crazy, dude. Like,
Am I
we
not cool because I don't know?
dude, it was a strip club in the
It's like
hood. It was
formaldehyde.
it was where I learned how to do comedy as me.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
dude, it was
That's
amazing.
when that really was a turning point for me, like, because you had to get to the point. Like, you couldn't fucking set up
Couldn't
shit
meander.
and like, yeah, no, they were like, they were so
You had
tired.
to be there.
The second you were, yeah, and you had to be that was another thing. I was so afraid that I couldn't like be weird or like that no, they were just like, no, just fucking
Be
quit.
here.
Yeah,
Just do
be
it
you.
now.
Like, they didn't want you to fucking
You
act
couldn't
black.
act
They didn't
like
want
you
you.
weren't performing stand up at Club G.
Oh, you had to acknowledge it.
You had to when you went on stage, you had to perform as though you know where you are and what's going
And the
on.
strippers
and
hate
that's
you.
what's going
Because
down.
you're taking their
The
stage
strippers hate you because
had
they
to
have
be in
turned
the
off the
moment.
music.
You couldn't
Yeah.
do an act.
Yeah, no,
You had to fucking be right there in the fucking moment.
Yeah.
And own your shit.
something like that.
Because everybody was fucking coming after you like
Yeah.
fucking wolves, dude. If you fucking sucked, they didn't hesitate. to
That
just
was-
be like, fuck this dude, get him off the stage.
Yeah.
Like,
That was where I started. Like, that was a big cultural experience for me because I didn't like I knew black people.
And we're back where we started.
You knew they existed.
I did. I went to school with a lot of black people. I went but I didn't understand that I had them in that scope of my brain where I said shit like I know black people, but and I remember going and dudes would, oh, how much is that drink? And like the bartender would be like, it's $6, and they would like pull out like a whole roll and like hold it above, so they're looking at it like this. So every the bankroll was a very real thing, and there were all these like very rap music video themes that I didn't know were real. I just thought it was entertainment, and then they're like, oh no, this is real life. Like, and I am not in suburbia anymore. it was a cultural experience for me.
PUBG, check it out.
Well, it's called Vixens now, and my girlfriend
That's what I
lives
said, Vixen.
1 block away.
From Club G.
Yeah, dude, it's weird.
Vixen.
It's
Like,
open again,
It's called Vixens.
dude.
Yeah.
Let's book some shows. Do you want to,
I don't know, man.
dude? Come, huh?
I had a girlfriend back then.
It doesn't matter if you have a girlfriend. We weren't fucking those strippers. They all
No.
had popcorn stuck in their gums.
Yeah, it was weird.
And
That's
that's
weird.
why.
Yeah, that's I didn't
Learn how to eat popcorn.
I don't want to fuck popcorn gums.
I don't
For
want none.
real.
Yeah.
For real.
What if you were like? Never mind. I don't know.
No, but I'm being serious. Like, what the fuck did they like having a girlfriend?
Do you know
Wait,
how to eat
what?
popcorn,
No,
Sam?
she yelled that out. You didn't. So
We don't want to talk about your military trysts. We want to talk about popcorn.
Jeez. I would eat the crap out of a kernel. Your military.
no, seriously.
I thought you said Triscuits.
Military triscuits.
No, she. No, she pooped out the kernel,
Oh damn.
like in his white suit and everything. Looked totally untouched.
Was it Norm Macdonald or was it the George Hamilton or who?
It was all of them.
It was all of them. At once?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Singularity. Uh-oh.
Everyone home
the
for the
hell?
holiday.
Silence
Who's
your phone,
ready?
Tim. We're trying to derail a podcast.
Who's really, really ready?
Ringtone and
That was-
Hype on the rhythm.
That was Mark Maron.
Hype on the rhythm. It's a boom
He's
select.
gonna have to pay for
Hype
that.
on the
you know?
rhythm. It's a boom select.
Sorry, Mark. Call me tomorrow.
Nobody's
Hype.
gonna hear us over
Hype.
this.
Hype on the rhythm. Hype on the rhythm.
Everything
happening?
everything I bacon.
Hype on the rhythm. It's a boom select.
Another thing about Club G,
Vixen.
Vixens. They're they're called like on the sign. It still says erotic sports bar, which is just the weirdest. Like, honey, you fine, but like the game on, you know? What I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Chargers got them good pants.
yeah.
The
Honey,
erotic sports bar.
like, ooh,
What erotic sports are you watching? Like,
dim titties. Oh, hockey fight. You know, like what is that?
and that's when they just hate you with the beauties in the eye of the beholder. Like, I mean, all sports are erotic if you think about it.
They're all erotic if you want to fuck them.
For real, dude. Seriously, you, Aaron or Eric, you're a Packers fan,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Fuck your name.
Yeah. Fuck my name. Aaron.
Yes.
Derek.
Yes.
Errol.
Aaron was there, wasn't he?
Where?
Aaron Scott Hahn was at Club G.
Yeah.
A fair amount. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I just wanted to make Aaron a relevant
No,
person. in the whole
Seriously,
thing.
yeah. Like, no, back in the day, it was me, you, Aaron Hunt,
David.
David Cohen, Bam,
Mm-hmm.
Uncle Bam,
Bam
fucking-
and Uncle Bam.
both Bam and Uncle Bam.
Bam's wife.
Gotten all the Bams in there, motherfucker.
Bam's wife. Bam's kids. Bam's friends.
Kind of, yeah.
I
But
met-
no,
I had a lot of
but
good nights
it
with
was
a lot of
me,
Bam's
you,
friends.
David, Bam, and Aaron. Who else was there?
That was it, I think. Dave Gerbenik was there.
No, no. But seriously, who else was there?
Biggs may have shown up once. I don't
No,
know.
no. Biggs doesn't count. Biggs doesn't count.
No,
He
I-
wasn't. He wasn't part of our group. He didn't want to be us.
No,
Nothing.
yeah.
Nothing.
Did
He
Daniel,
doesn't fucking
did Daniel
count.
ever come to Club G? I think he came.
I
at
think
least
he
once.
came.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Everybody did at least once.
Right.
Chance did it at least once.
Do you think? Did he?
Yeah.
Oh shit, that'd be. Oh man.
But I'm
sounds
saying
great.
who was really carrying that shit out?
That's it.
Me, you, Aaron, Bam, and fucking David.
It's
Like
murderers row.
everything that fucking Wichita comedy is right now is that shit fucking right there. We were the ones that were fucking doing it.
Yeah, it
Dude,
was.
we're the ones that fucking started this shit. And
You're welcome.
no, not even your no, because the reason that it's something to say you're welcome about is because of all the other people that have come along.
Right. That benefited from the
Yes.
groundbreaking
Like
And
there.
what came from us fucking carrying it on until some fucking beautiful motherfuckers came along and did a little extra with it.
Yeah.
For those like me, Tim, David, Aaron, and Bam, we're the ones that were carrying it until somebody fucking came
Oh my
along
God,
and
dude.
started doing some extra shit with it.
I've talked to you about this before. Where like I remember Doug Wilson and Jared Teedy. Like I looked up to them, and then they like I was doing stand up for a few weeks, and they were just like, "Nah, I'm out." Like I'm fucking like. And Daniel Peabody was the only one, but he was like not. You know, he like we fucking annoyed the shit out of him. You know? And then the Looney Bin closed down, and we just fucking just scammed bars, just convinced them to let us do shows that were garbage. Where like one person would maybe have a good 5 minutes, you know, and like, and we just, it was crazy. And we just, and the Club G thing really just proves that we took any opportunity. And sometimes I think about it like, man, do I still want to do comedy or whatever? And like, or am I right for this? Or do I, but like, I fucking took any opportunity. Like I performed in a shitty strip club where nobody wanted me to be performing. And like, because I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And yeah, we had to, and that kept a spark of like hope or whatever. And I just, the idea of doing comedy alive, you know, and fucking just a lie. It's a lie. This is all a lie. Club G never existed. All right. We just wake up right now. Like, that was a weird dream. That'd be a fun reveal. to
I
this
kinda be
If
podcast.
okay
you
with
dreamt
it.
about this podcast, I'd be honored.
Yes.
Me too, because I was fucking asleep. I gotta get up at 5. You gotta get up at like 3.
Yeah, you guys should.
Yeah.
we can go ahead and
Oh my
Jesus.
god, that was an entire line, bro.
Whole lot.
Now things are getting violent and rude.
You hit me with a lime in my coconut.
And that's where we can end.
I bit my lip when you did that.
Take it in. Take it in.
Aw.
Because
Hug
I have
it.
shitty teeth.
So precious.
Hug it. Okay.
Hug it out.
Yes.
They're making out.
Wow.
Never mind.
Yeah.
No, dude.
December
I
7th.
seriously love Tim.
Just is it
Dude, yeah,
making out if only our
none of
tongues
you have
touched?
any idea how bad Tim sucked when he fucking.
Oh, Derek Alders has told me plenty about it.
You
dude.
know, Romy knows. Romy's talked some shit.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody knows, but like, there's people.
And
who-
Romy's a
got
good
good.
person to get it from because Romy's no bullshit. Dude.
Yeah.
Daniel Peabody will hold that over my head sometimes. Like, really, like.
Yeah,
and-
well,
and-
you know
and
what I
he
have
hate-
from Daniel Peabody?
What's that?
All of his social justice, all of his social,
So judges.
his social justice warrior shit that he does. I have a T-shirt that he gave me that was him and his brother doing a podcast called "The Jews of the Plains," which was them being Native American, and the T-shirt has Woody Allen, Jewy as fuck, with a headdress on.
Yeah, but they're native.
And I
that's
have,
like,
dude, I still to this day have that fucking T-shirt,
You should bring
But
it to
that's-
shows.
and he gave me
That's
one
like
for
them-
free.
them
So
saying
So
the N-word.
anytime he
Show.
tries to talk to me about some subtly racist shit, I'm like, says the dude who gave me the Jews of the Plains T-shirt, and just fucking throw that shit in his face.
who do you think had it worse, like Jews or Native Americans?
Let's end before we get into that
Well, it,
conversation.
Yeah,
it
let's-
depends. Who wanted to be at home more? I don't know.
Oh my god.
Okay. December 7th, Sam Talent Show, Barleycorns, 9 p.m., $5.
Yeah,
Check it out on Facebook. Find the event page. Keep yourself updated. You'll see Tim Maggard, Elijah Graves, Eric Von Reicher, and of course Sam Talent from Denver and Las Vegas.
And you might even see me there.
Might even see him there trying to do a podcast. So it's true. It was a full
You did.
evening.
I'm about to get hit.
I
in the
I
head with-
appreciate you guys coming here to the house.
Appreciate
and
you
doing this
taking
instead
us,
of-
having us. They're ready to go.
Yeah.
Um,
man.
thank you
I'm
for having
sorry.
us.
I'm sorry that we were like, all right, thanks.
Keep
for
me hanging,
having
buddy.
us," and then
That's
still
fine.
going on.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, you're good. It doesn't matter.
December 7th, 1 week from today, Barleycorns. Come check it out.
Be there.